Yeah, we're rolling.
We're rolling, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, man. First of all, give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Ahchyam,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Yahweh,
Haqadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles, GMS, and shalom out there to the whole correct teaching the truth in all sincerity, man. Yeah, man. Another week. Lots always happening. You know, it's all here a raw situation. You know, it continues to go on, even though so many deals have been struck. You know,
Lies have been told.
Yeah, lies have been told. You know, in Israel, they really just want war.
Yeah.
You know, the least of the flock shall draw them out. They want smoke, man. Right? They're gonna bring this whole world falling down around them, man, and bring the world's army to come fight, which is all part of prophecy.
Yeah, get Revelation 20:8.
You know, all part of prophecy, man. And that's why we say it was never gonna go away. All these problems are just simply stacking.
They're lying.
They're stacking.
We've never seen this level of lies. I think even when George Bush went into Iraq, man, they kept the lies to a minimum.
Yeah, don't talk too much.
We've never seen a man lie from hour to hour and flip-flop like the way that Trump and these guys have been flip-flopping and lying. You know, remember, this was at one point, this was all about regime change. Now man saying he loved the regime. Well, at one point the regime was they're maniacs, they need to be all killed and taken out. Now they're great people, they're good people. That's what he's heard. Oh, the nuclear, now they can have nuclear thing, but they just can't have a nuclear weapon.
The exact same way it was beforehand.
The war was complete and over about 60 times leading up to where we are now. They also have no military left because their military was destroyed 60 times up to where we are now.
And even in the campaign before that, they were decimated, right?
Lies. but Esau is allowed to get away with what would be perceived, because I don't think it's incompetency at all. I believe it's all on purpose. Because they're making hella bank. But what would be perceived as incompetence, Esau is allowed to get away with that. They don't get to be called DEE hires. They can disrupt the whole world order. They can disrupt, cause, because remember, with these oil prices going up, that's caused a lot of people to die.
Yeah, and raw.
What's the word when something's not direct? Indirectly.
Yeah.
Indirectly, you got people that were living on the breadline that were pushed over the edge, probably into crime. Now they got to go shank someone up, and it's all linked to this event. A lot of pain, death, and suffering has happened off the back of this, only for them to try and get back to a position they were already potentially in years ago when Obama made the JPOC or whatever it was called.
They called that a terrible deal.
And he called it a terrible deal.
But this is costing you 300 billion, or supposedly, you know, costing you 300 billion to put things back the way they were.
Plus the 300 billion is not coming from them, but it's cost the military. Because when they have to wage war, that's coming out of the coffers.
That's why men were asking for more money.
But the money is going to come back to the insiders, which is how this system works. That all that money ultimately is going to get funneled through to the elites and the people that own these corporations. But the average everyday American is get left with the debt and the taxation and the higher prices.
This is off the back of those, Ben Gvir. Some of the articles were basically saying that Israel wants forever wars. That's what the Iranian or Pakistani.
Where is that in the scriptures?
That sounds like 1984.
Yeah. So it's in Psalms 140 from the top. Says, "Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man."
Yeah, the violent man. Here it is. These people are hypocrites, so they'll be backing this yard man behavior that these men are doing. This is savage and barbaric behavior that is being exhibited. When you're attacking people in the midst of negotiations, it doesn't get more uncivilized than that. The whole point of being civilized is when you govern messenger, you don't kill the messenger. When you're negotiating what's known as good faith. You don't use negotiations as a cloak to kill people. The red wedding and that. You don't do that. That's uncivilized. But they get to do it. But the Esau Edom as a people do not get to be branded as barbaric or barbarians. It just gets skeeted over.
Because you imagine another nation did that to a European nation.
Oh yeah, they're uncivilized. They're barbarians. Right? You get to blow up apartment buildings with families in it to kill one man. Right? Now when the Yardis do it, they're despicable third world apes. When they got beef with a man and he's in the house with his family, and they come and just board up the house and buckle boom it, yeah, and bun down everything, and the baby in there burnt alive. Oh, these yardies, these gangs, these black gangs, they're despicable.
Yeah.
But you could just blow up a whole apartment building, just level it, yeah, just
Men, women,
School,
children, dogs.
school,
a
hospital. For what reason?
Yeah.
So Esau's allowed to be violent and allowed to be barbaric, yeah,
And-
without taking any stigma. But then Jake does it on a small level on the street, and all Jakes are now rubber-lipped third world savages with low impulse control. Man couldn't wait 48 hours after the MOU to launch an attack, but we got low impulse control. But my man put his finger on the trigger straight off. Couldn't even wait a week. Couldn't even wait 2 weeks. But I know gangs that have held truce. You know Jake, man. They'll hold truce for maybe 2-3 months till the man them get tired and not shooting no one. Then they got to find some reason to start it again. I get it. Listen, I'm not advocating for these niggas. I know what niggas is like. Niggas is like, yeah, it's a truce. Everything all calm and quiet. And then a month go by, 2 months go by,
Even they take the time.
3 months go by. All of a sudden, niggas have been hanging around. There's no excitement. No one's getting shot. No one's shooting no one.
Kick it off again.
So they go out there and find a reason. Yeah, man, and then pop it off.
Man, look at me funny.
And then the war's back on.
Yeah.
Man's no, listen, we're not idiots. We know about the streets. But that'll take probably 3 months, sometimes 6 months. The truce will hold. This man couldn't wait two days.
Yeah, but even from the signing of the MOU signing, everyone was like, yeah, Israel's gonna destroy the pact. It was just
And that's fine.
Because they made it clear they weren't willing to abide by it anyway.
So why are they not low IQ third world apes
That's it.
with low impulse control and violence?
That's it. This is what he said. Which can really, when I'm looking at the different news articles, I'm only seeing that the UK is the only one that condemned it. Because listen to what my man said. He said, for every tear of an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep.
Like,
That sounds like a war crime.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That sounds like a war crime.
That sounds like Cain.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly what I thought.
And over there in the state of Israel, that's how they think. In the media, they're not politically correct. They actually speak like that in a genocidal form, but it's brushed over. And this is why we get tired of Esau Edom, because when it comes to Jake here, Jake can't do nothing right, and they're gonna jump on Jake instantly.
And this is the thing, right? Because obviously these Edomites jump ahead and say, look, oh yeah, but them man say death to America and all these types of things. Yeah, but what are they doing?
Nothing. Freedom of speech,
You actually
though.
say something, and you actually go and massacre a bunch of
But
people.
then these are the same man that's
And
for freedom
it's
of speech.
different.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It is very different. Words and action are different things.
Yeah.
You're Edomites are men of action, men of blood.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what they love to shed. They love to shed blood. So they will go. If they say they were going to go do something and destroy it, they will go and do it. These Arabs in Iran or whatever saying death to America, man, that's just, it's fluff.
Yeah.
It's fluff. Man, burning
pipe
flags.
dream.
They're burning flags because that's all they can
Look,
do.
if they were really
can't do
about
that,
it,
guys.
right? If Iran was so crazy and insane, they could have just launched all the missiles they have at Israel
But they're not gonna
today,
do that.
right now, and Israel wouldn't exist no more. Why don't they do that? Because it shows
Suicide.
you it's BS, man. But we know what it is. It's prophecy, man. It's all going to come to pass that they're playing a very dangerous game, because eventually this conflict, which is being controlled, it's being managed. That's why it's being done the way it was. You have moments where it's stopping and then starting, and it's a managed decline. There's going to come a point where it's going to become unmanageable, where the Spirit of the Lord is going to go on certain guys to go off script and just start doing madness. It's not off script yet. It's still on script. That's why it's all being done the way it is. Like, don't think that when Israel attacked, that America didn't know that was going to happen before. This is all coordinated. Go on.
Yep. So continuing on in Psalms 140 and 2 now says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war.
Esau's all about the warfare. The top weapons producing companies in the world are all Edomite companies. Esau's the one that's pushing war to the level that it's on. He's the one creating these weapons of mass destruction, not Jake on the streets.
And pushing everybody else to catch up to them.
Yeah, the arms race, because they benefit from the arms race.
Yeah.
They're supplying all these arms.
Yeah, because they'll even then go into Congress and be like, look, China's got stuff we don't have, so give us $100 billion.
Yeah.
But you made all these nations do all this research and development into their own weapons to try and counteract you.
When you look at the weapon that they bombed on those schoolgirls, which was a sacrifice, it wasn't enough for them to just make it be explosive. They was like, okay, cool. If we got some spare fuel in this missile, what we should do is we should compress it so that it has a thermobaric effect after the fact. So it's just like that is what this man's mind is on. It's like, okay, cool, I've got these killing machines. How can I make them even more deadly?
And these are the men that set the standards for war, right? The laws and regulations around it, but they'll violate it every turn.
They don't have no standard.
Especially America, because no one's going to check America.
But
No one can stop.
That's what the whole thing was about, the rules-based order. The whole idea was the UN and America was supposed to bring in a new era of civilization. Because remember, the barbarism of World War I and World War II was supposed to be left behind. Well, apparently the Edomite man is now the civilized man. He's too civilized for violence. So now he's created a world order where there's no more bullying of nations, there's rules and regulations. But as we know, he created this order and he breaks the order at will. And this is one of the reasons, hold on, get Isaiah the 2nd chapter. This is why he needs to be removed out of authority, because he was given an opportunity to rule. And in that opportunity to rule, he took that rulership and he abused it. And that's one sign of a person that shouldn't be in any form of authority, is when they abuse authority. A proud man, and that's what a proud person does. When you're proud,
Look at Esau's track record, right? So since he came back into power, around the 1400, he put himself up as God, right? He created, he created the transatlantic slave trade, and he's created 2 world wars thus far. Bro, it's not a good track record, bro.
No.
And I don't care about, but we've got iPhones and trains and shit. I don't want to hear about it.
And selective enforcement of war crimes.
Yeah.
Because war crimes is okay when them people are doing it.
Allies.
Oh, you need permission to go to UN resolution to go to war, except if you're America.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, their own Congress hasn't actually signed off on a war for like 100 years, but they're always at war, so they're not even following their own guidelines in their own country.
Yeah.
So how is this man supposed to be this civilized individual that follows rules and regulations?
So I forgot to mention one as well, and waged war in the name of Christianity. He did that as well, and stole America. Bro.
You don't belong, and that's why the white supremacy's last hurrah is on Twitter. You got these Edomites trying to push this white, and this they're trying to keep the ideal alive. Oh well, if there weren't no black people in England, it would just
It'd be great.
There'd be no crime. Everyone,
because crime didn't exist.
Yeah, you'd be so rich.
Yeah. Bro,
That's the because in the system of white supremacy, they're perfect people. This is the
That's how they see
ideology.
themselves,
The ideology performs itself that, they're all so reasonable and civilized. There wouldn't be no fighting in the streets. No. The only reason there's fighting in the streets is because there's
Look, man,
these third worlders. So everything evil and bad and dysfunctional comes from the third world. That's the system of white supremacy. When the reality is, you bring forth dysfunction and uncivilized behavior,
even
and lawlessness.
even in our own people, the so-called blacks you hate, you've put that in us to behave the way we behave.
Jake learned it from
because,
you.
like I said, when Jake first came over to England, from the Caribbean or whatever, man, they were peaceable people.
They wanted to work.
You know what I mean? Are you acting like crime didn't exist when they came? Of course there was. You white people were doing all kinds of shit.
They do
to each
movies
other.
about it, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like say crime didn't exist, but as time goes on, and we stayed more and more time with you, our people become more degenerate. We weren't like that before. Hanging around you made us more degenerate.
Yeah, it weren't no criminals that came on the Windrush boat. But this is the thing, they're trying to keep the false image of Esau alive through the system of white supremacy, and it's only on Twitter. They're trying to push this ideology that they're superior morally, and as a civilization they're superior, and the only reason their civilization is basically imploding in on itself is everyone else. No, it's you. You're the root cause of your own downfall. The Bible tells you, can we get that? The wicked is snared by the working of his own hands. You're snared by the working of your own hands. When you go down, and you are going down, it's because of what you did. It's not because of some dude, Abdi, that came from Saddam. This is your society. You put these institutions in place. Your institutions are corrupt. Nobody corrupted them. No one came in with no, what they call it? What's that thing when you go undercover? Clandestine operation to undermine the West. Infiltrated and no, bro. You are doing it to yourselves. You're the scum. You're the inequality which is in your society. It's not because of Jake. It's because of you. It's because of the system you created. You created a system where a company can make a loss and be the most valuable company in the world.
And taking everyone's pension.
And taking everyone's pension money. That's a system you created. It wasn't Pookie from the third world, bro. It wasn't a guy with a click in his name from the third world that came up with that system. You come up with these corrupt and dysfunctional systems.
Oh,
Micah 2 and 1, can we get that? Yeah.
The Psalms, Want to read that one first?
Yeah, whichever we go.
This is Psalms 9 and 16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hand.
You're snared by the work of your own hands. You Edomites, you're going into destruction and slavery, and you deserve it. You want to play the victim now. Oh, we were just here, we were hobbits, and this, that, and the other. And no, man, you're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Yep.
You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. And all this hate that you lot have isn't something new that came about 2 weeks ago. Like you just realized that all of a sudden. No, you might have been hating on immigrants and Jake from since way back. From since the National Front and the bananas and all the hell that Jake had to catch.
Hell, before even man stepped foot in the country,
Yeah,
bro. Man hated.
you invented whole sciences to justify your hate. We're gonna forget about all that, but they want to pretend like, oh, they're just these innocent people. Oh, we tried to help the world, but why do they hate us? What do you mean? Are you for real?
Oh,
No.
you went around the whole world to pick up Jake off the shores of Africa and shit, man, because you hated, man.
You hate everyone. You invented sciences to justify your hate. And then you Edomites, your ideology is if anyone else is getting something, that's taken from you. So you have a mentality of like no one else can have anything.
Insatiable, is it?
It's insatiable.
And the thing is, right, because you make it sound like you're opening and accepting people, right? But you based your whole culture of disliking others. You've gone around and conquered people because they weren't like you. Because they weren't Christians or whatever, or the infidels or whatever. You go around smashing people up because they don't believe the same way you believe.
Yep.
And now you've got all these issues upon
And
yourself.
even when they believe, listen, even when people integrate, you don't rate them. Chris Eubank, why does he talk like that? Why does he talk like that? Who's more integrated into British society than Chris Eubank? Chris Eubank. Senior.
Isn't he even a sir? Is he a sir?
So they don't rate my man because of that. They don't want to accept you if you integrate. They say, why are you there? All the man that Bellingham and these guys, they're integrated. Saka's integrated. He's integrated so much he don't want to play for the country of his parents. He wants to play for England. He's playing for you. How much more integration is there? But you don't like that. Or why are they on the team? But you said you want man to integrate.
Exactly.
Now you move the goalpost away from integration. Now you just don't want man here. So which one is it?
Liars, man.
What are we doing here?
What can we do?
What do you want from
When
me?
Jake moved into their area and Jake on their own as a minority, you bully their children. I'm talking about the adults. This is a known experience. You bully their children, you put dog shit through their letterboxes, you smash their windows, right? So what did Jake and the heathen decided to do? Oh, you know what? We're just gonna live in our own areas.
There you go. Yeah.
We live in our own areas. Oh, look at them. They're not assimilating. They're not assimilating. Bro, what do you want, man?
Yeah. Oh, like during our rights in Ireland, being the only Jake, them lot was scared.
Yeah, they were getting abused.
Because they knew what it is.
Because one thing we find out about you Edomites is you're the cowards, man. And I know this, but I always talk about it because I know from personal experience that for you Edomites, right, the reality is you have to be a very vast majority for the majority of you Edomites to get brave.
Yeah.
Once there's even a significant minority, all of a sudden, you go into passive aggressive mode. And that's why they don't like London. That's why they don't like Birmingham, because there's enough ethnics here that you just can't go around and violating without a man punching you out. And that's why you don't like it. Oh, London, mate. Yeah, because you want to come here and be racist. And because you can't be racist, that's why you don't like it. Because you know if you come to London now and you go on the train and you start running your mouth a certain way, there's going to be one or two Jake on there that's just going to fill you in. It's not like how it was back in the day where you could just bully man.
Yeah.
And then when the police come, you could just be like, oh, it was him anyway, and they'll just arrest the Jake here, and it's all fine. When the National Front, they used to call it packy bashing. When these men would just go around, driving around in the streets looking for Jake, or it could be a child even, and they'll just beat them up and bully the thing. You can't do that now. You know, if you drive around Brixton now and try to do anything of that sort, that you are going to meet your ancestors. You're going to be up there with Beowulf and all them man.
Remember when was that Camp Oxford Circus had them two I think the two Irish lads, and then they started one of them said something to about Eve, innit?
And them Jakes just come and punch them up. Yeah. You be going Beowulf and King Richard the Lionheart and all them man, you gonna be toasting with them up there, bro. Because Jake ain't having it, and that's another thing. Jake in 2026 ain't Jake coming off the Windrush. Them Jakes were scared, they were in a foreign land and they didn't have no clue, so they were timid. These mute here are ravenous wolves, bro. And they're comfortable on the ground they standing. So good luck, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, two scriptures just on the whole integration thing, right? And this is why Jake shouldn't waste the time, right? But
yeah, this is the thing. You can't be right for Esau, and that's why we don't rate. We're not on the left. We're not with the left or the right, because the left, they think you can integrate with Esau, but so does the right. The right even more so. He's right leaning. Cade, you know what's be on the inline saying, "Oh, if you just stop being ghetto, bro." Esau don't care whether you're ghetto or whether you're civilized or whatever the case may be. Esau don't like you. So if you learn to speak in the most properest of dialect, because if I don't speak in proper English,
I'm a savage.
Meanwhile, all these other English people do not speak proper English. Most of them speak an accent. But if I speak an accent, I can't be accepted. I ain't got to speak like I'm in a damn royal Shakespeare play. Otherwise, what America the way he's talking. Meanwhile, man from Geordie, man from
listen the vowels.
Man from Wolverhampton, dude, and all this shit, bro. Man, when I dude, what the fuck is this? But that's okay because it's alright. So it's like, that's another example. They want you to, they demand that you represent a certain version of yourself. But even if you do that version and you do the Chris Ujak thing, they're still gonna say, oh, but you don't belong here. You're not proper. You're not the real. So the realest thing that I say is, be yourself. Be an Israelite and hold up the standards of the Lord, and don't try and bow down to the standards of Esau. Because Esau is always gonna move the standard. He's gonna keep moving it.
Hold the respect of the Most High in regard, man.
That's
as opposed to these Edomites, because they don't give a damn.
Oh, if you just stop being ghetto, the Edomites will accept you. No, they won't. They will never accept you.
Because we didn't start off ghetto, they didn't accept us.
Yeah, you could have 10
know,
degrees.
so it don't matter.
You could have 10 degrees, bro, and speak the best English ever, bro. You're still gonna be in their eyes lesser. DEI.
You could be.
Man, I got 10 degrees.
Wait, you could be the black Elon Musk, and they still hate you.
Yeah,
but they love Elon, right?
Then they'll talk about how it was all government grants.
Yeah.
Man said Rashford's getting paid too much, but Elon could be a trillionaire doing nothing on an unprofitable business. And they're like, yeah, but he's creating jobs. You see? Fuck off out here, man.
Yeah, can I get these?
Yeah,
these two?
go.
This is Jeremiah 2 verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Therefore,
Therefore
you've got a lot of Jake that they join them with, because again, we're not with the barbaric nature of a lot of our people. We're against that. But what we're not going to do is pretend that now the goal is to be like Esau. Because Esau is also a barbarian. Our saying is that our goal should be to be like Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
That should be the standard that we go for.
Which these Edomites don't care about. You know, calling themselves Christians, they don't care about all of that.
Because you try and be like Esau, man, Esau's still not going to accept you. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways, right? So that's that point. Because they sucker with nothing. We would like nothing more than to be accepted by the British public.
So now you
right?
start eating what they want to eat and liking things that they don't like. And then you start rating off some flat iron board white woman, and then you know deep down inside yourself you don't rate her. But now you have to rate her. Oh yes, I don't like those big buttocks. Bro, stop fooling yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to their dead music and eat the damn barbecue chicken that ain't been clean blood, came straight out of the Asda packet onto the barbecue.
Onto the grill, no seasoning, no salt.
Flavor.
The flavors.
But
Nah,
yeah, But this is why, right? Why you don't waste your time between your way, right? Jeremiah 4. There's only a curse at the end of the day, anyway. And this is Jeremiah 4, verse 30. It says, "And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest with thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair."
Yeah. Another thing. These rich Jakes, the fact of the matter is, yeah, that the rich Edomites don't accept you, even if you're rich. Oh no, don't get it twisted. They'll bring you around and they'll let the sharks get hold of you. You know what I'm like, Floyd Mayweather. The sharks got hold of him. Oh, hey, we gave this nigga 300 million. Hey, Floyd. Hey. I got a buddy, man.
Yeah.
You like them watches?
Yeah.
You like them watches? Come on, Floyd. We're gonna make sure that you get the great deal.
Yeah.
Smart investments. And look at him now, broke, hanging around with these Edomites because them Edomites see you as a
Cash cow.
as a target. They're like, yeah, bring this guy in. We're gonna take him for everything he's got and get him out here. Because the reality is, they don't rate you. Even in the Epstein thing, there was a sign in the Epstein where man was saying, "Oh, I don't really want these man on my plane." Of course they don't. They don't really want you around. They don't care if you got. They view you as the same way you'd view. Imagine if you see a monkey, right, driving down the road in a Ferrari. You don't give the monkey no respect. You're not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is a great," you still look at it. Oh look, you're gonna say, "Look, there's a monkey in the Ferrari." You don't consider now that the monkey is driving a Ferrari, he's on the same level as you. You be like, "That's cute." You imagine you put like a rollie on a monkey and he's just running around. You'd be like, "Oh, that's funny."
Do you know what it is? You know how in Saudi and them places there, the really wealthy guys will put like gold necklaces on their sheep.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it's not like it's like there's a necklace on the sheep.
Yeah. But a lot of these Jake think here that if they get money, then now Esau sees them as an equal. Esau will never see you as an equal. Even if you got more money than them, they don't see you as an equal.
If I can say, as well, I was thinking about it earlier on, right? It's like, once again, when you do start getting into the echelons of Edomite society, you really just start sinning against the Most High. Because when you go to their finest restaurants, it's all abomination. Whenever you watch like Michelin star chefs, all their cooking is abomination, right? When and that's really it. So here it is. You as a Jake, you're doing your best to try to get into these circles. But then when you are there, right? When you are there, it's like you can't even really do anything right.
And then you get to be stained. So for instance, right, you could get a rich German, right? He doesn't get to be stained by the Nazism. Let's just be honest. They don't care. Now, if you're a rich Jake that's got money, when some Jakes go do some foolishness on the street level, you're still gonna get associated with that.
Maybe said it, innit? You're a rich nigga.
You're still stained, so you're always gonna have a stain on you that these men don't have to have, because they're just in their system. As long as you got that right, everything's right. This is the reality. So what the point is that, which we're gonna get to. This is why we need to be delivered. There's not a way that we can get to where it's gonna be okay to be in this man's world under him. It's never gonna be okay. There's no way to make it here where it's gonna be fine. Esau has a perpetual hatred for us. The only solution is to remove him. He's the problem. He has to be removed. He can't be changed or adopted or, maybe if I wear my hat this way, he'll accept me. He's not gonna accept you, man. They're not gonna accept you, bro. You're a drug dealer, they got a problem. You're a footballer, you go to a birthday party, you got a problem.
You buy your mum your football, you buy your mum a house.
They had a problem. You get a tattoo, they got a problem. They'll find because when someone hates, let me tell you about hater, because I'm a hater. Yeah, I have indulged in hate, and let me tell you about when you hate someone. Yeah, you will find a way. You will find a way. You see, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I will find a way. There will be a stat. It will exist, and I will use that. And then I will use that as the reason I hate you. The reality is, I just hate you. When people hate you, they go and that's why anything you say about that person, they're quick to believe it. If you already hate someone and someone accuses them of something, they're already guilty, bro. Because you don't even want them to be innocent at that point. Why do you think they came out with this
250,000.
This dossier that these racist man did about the Muslim rape gangs here? Because any bullshit they put in there, these men are not trying to. Well, how did you work that out? And like a civilized person would do. It's like, okay, what's the validity of this? No, they don't care. Listen, I already hate these man. So if you tell me that they
I
did
saw it
this,
in black
that, and
and
the
white. It's
other,
written. It's there.
he's guilty.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I'm not going to spend no 3 hours sifting through the information to find out whether it's true or not. It's already true because I hate you. So
Exactly. Yeah.
does it help me to hate? Does it give me more of an excuse? Then yeah, we're going to run with that. Now when you come and try and explain the facts to me, bro, I don't want to hear the facts.
Let's finish this up.
Oh, goals are goals. I don't want to hear it, bro. Stinks.
Though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers, which represents these other nations that we
Yeah, you
hang
Christian,
around, right?
You call yourself a Christian. Oh, you know what? You're a good Christian. They'll accept me then, right? If I declare my love for the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, then these crackers will accept me. No, they don't care. They don't care whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, an
There's
atheist.
Christians in Iran, there's Christians in Palestine, Christians
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But they're getting blown up just the same.
Them, like right now in the UK, they're using this Muslim thing as an excuse. It's a dog whistle for the hatred they have for anything foreign.
Yes.
So they'll be like, oh, he's a Muslim. But then in the same comment board, they start mentioning Jake. You know, most Jake are not Muslims. Most Jake are Christian. They don't care.
But they like to separate the Zionists from the JH people.
No.
Let's separate those.
You
two
could be
groups.
you could be a Jake Zionist.
All
bro.
Muslims
Them
the same.
man don't hate you. They hate you.
I'll tell you for nothing, right? These British Muslims are not the same as these like hardcore government.
Of course not. They
Dude,
just
you know what I
wanna
mean?
drive
They're the same,
BMWs,
bro. You know what I mean?
But when you hate, which is what Esau is, man, he ruled the nations with anger and hatred, and that hatred has never really gone away. It's always been there. It's just they got to find an excuse.
And what's beautiful in his desire to be like putting all the Jakes down, these Muslims so-called, right? More and more of your own history and how you mistreated these other nations is coming out.
Yeah.
Now they're going on GB News. They're getting certain people that are well versed in history, and they're talking about how you directly Churchill, your god, right? You're this British god here, Churchill. How he caused the deaths of 2-3 million so-called Indians, right? Right? Then you get other places in the world where they're talking about how not a Chinaman's chance.
These guys are scum. That when you watch these men talking about you ruined the third world, now you're coming. No, you ruined the third world. You have a hand to play in it. They weren't just there by themselves. Like all these countries that you say that after independence, it fell apart. Well, it fell apart because of your rule. Because during your rulership, you purposely kept the population uneducated and kept the positions of authority in your control. So imagine that you've not allowed a man to be trained up in sewage systems or nothing like that. Yeah? You've only allowed yourself to be trained in that, and then a man just gets handed that system. What you find is for the first 40 years or so, it does go downhill. Then it starts going uphill again because now you've had a chance for them to start educating themselves in how to do the system. So most countries had that period where everything went downhill, but then it's going back up.
Well, you check it. You look back to the Roman Empire, right? Or even before that, right? You had civilizations in Africa and in the Middle East and that kind of stuff, right? That were doing well. Until these empires come along and started draining resources to these central capital cities or whatever, right? This idea of empire is really destroying the surroundings.
But their empire is even worse than the Romans.
This is what that's what I'm going to get to.
Because the system of colonialism literally stopped people from progressing.
And then as well, it's like these Edomites will be like, yeah, but we built roads. It's like, yeah, you built roads to
you can extract the
wealth from those lands, right? You built the railroad so you can easily transport the tea from this place. You rename places, right? But Salem, you think about, but it's like all of these different nations that had their own history or whatever. You went there, you went into terrible terrain and then you built systems, infrastructure, so you can get and extract their goods throughout that infrastructure.
And let me say this, because there was a comment by one of these Twitter apes, these Twitter pigs, and he said, he said, well, you guys are be worried because if the white man was to go extinct, it's the white man that builds all the roads and builds all the buildings and everything, so you won't be able to do nothing.
That's not actually true.
But They believe this. But the most beautiful thing is here that experiment is actually going to be done.
Yeah.
Because you Edomites are going to be exterminated.
That's it. That's it.
And guess what? The world is going to be better off for it, man. And this is what makes it even worse. The people that's on Twitter saying all this stuff, they can't build no roads or do nothing. Because they got about 3 GCSEs between them.
Yeah.
Them man will be lucky to build a table in technology, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Them man got like an E in technology in school, man. What are we talking about? You're not an engineer. You're probably on universal credit, bro. This is a joke, but anyway, let's keep the precepts
Yeah,
going.
just want to finish this off. It says, in vain thou shalt make thyself fair, thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life.
Despise. The word despise means to look down upon. And that's what Esau constantly does. They look down upon Jacob. They look down on us as a people, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians. In this society, forever, we've been looked down upon. But the reality is that we are actually the ones. We're the chosen people of the Lord. We're the ones that are going to be what He claims He is. We're going to be the ones the people are going to look up to and be like, oh, like, thank God for these man. If these men weren't here, what would we do? Because actual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and justice and order is going to come forth into the earth through the conduit of the nation of Israel. An actual rules-based order, a justice that people can believe in, being ruled by a people that actually do what they say and live by the principles that they preach. Unlike you guys. Go on now. Go on. There's a bag of precepts over here, so we can keep it rolling.
This is Deuteronomy 4, starting from verse 5. It says, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, my power, commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
You know, because these laws that the Most High have given us is harmony. Right? And you can tell in the world we live today, you know, Esau supposedly believes in the Bible as a Christian, and you know, believes in the Most High. This world is not harmonious. Right? Because you're meant to rule as an example. Which, bro, we were just saying, everything you say, you go back on, you break. You lie, you deceive. That's how you actually run your kingdom, through deception. Not by the righteous laws that they follow. You don't do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? With the laws are going to be the foundation of our kingdom. And the crazy thing is that Esau thinks he could do better than what the Most High did. But the only reason his laws are better, because it's better for him to exert his lusty will on the people, his oppression. See, the law statutes of the Most High isn't a operating system for oppression. The laws are not about oppression. Even though within the law there's order, of course there's going to be order and different authority. But there's a difference between order and authority and rulership and oppression.
Without order is chaos. And we already see what the result of that was at the beginning when the Lord had sent the flood. It was chaos.
Esau's system is designed to oppress. And that's why in his system, even his own people are suffering now. Because under his system is designed for the 1% of people to have 99% and the 99% to have 1%. Now, we've been through the law. The economical system within the law does not create that level of equality. That's not to say everyone will be equal, because that's what they'll say, oh, you're communist. No, the scriptures is not about communism or capitalism. Those are false paradigms that Esau created. The Bible doesn't deal with capitalism or communism. What it does deal with is a system of land ownership for individuals according to inheritance, which allows for some people to do better, some people are not going to do as good. But what it doesn't create is a system where 1% own everything. Solomon didn't have and his family didn't have 99% of the wealth.
It says doormen and that were decked out.
Yeah. It's impossible to do that under our system.
Well, you said that in Solomon's time that stones were like silver, or whatever, man. So people were doing good, man.
It's not an oppressive system, and our system, even we're going to take tithes from the nation, but that's not going to be an oppressive system, because under our system it allows for the nations to grow. So they're gonna grow and we'll get our peace, but the peace ain't never gonna be so big that they're being crushed.
Exactly.
It's foolishness.
Because I always remember, it's like the Lord only asked for 10%.
Yeah.
He still wants 90.
90%.
Like, you look at how much you're actually spending on tax. But it's not most of the other peace.
He's above the Most High in it, so he gets more.
Yeah.
He's an
It's
oppressor.
one of the laws. This is the book of Deuteronomy 15, and from 7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
Don't ignore it. You know, don't dismiss him.
Yeah, the whole point of the nobility and the rich within society is being rich and being noble. You would be able to help the poor to get themselves out of the situation of maybe destitution.
But that's a noble deed.
That's a noble deed. But in Esau society, they don't want to help you out of that. They want to keep you in that situation so that they can take advantage of you.
Yeah.
They want to keep you in a weakened state. Like, they don't want you to be strong.
That's why it's like, especially with the rise in the cost of living right now, you get people that really are in like limbo, in the sense that they want to go back to work, but as soon as they go back to work, their benefits get taken to a degree where they can no longer afford to live at like more or less at all. So it just keeps people in that position where it actually makes no sense for them to go back to work.
And this is another thing, because Esau obviously don't care about people and the poor or making people poor. Look at the money he's investing in AI instead of people. He's actively working against people to get them laid off so he can bring in AI in. And machines or whatever, man.
Right. So you don't see as a nobleman, you're supposed to see the people as sheep, as a flock. They don't see the real people as sheep or something you take care of. They just want to exploit.
Yep.
And that's why the world is the way it is. Because the world is basically one giant farm where a small group of people simply just want to exploit everyone else. Now, under the system of the law, it's not like that. Yes, are we going to have slaves? Yes. Yes, we're going to have these nations in subjection. But you got to understand, there's a difference between what the system we're going to do and what Esau's doing. Esau's system is just grinding the vast majority of people into destitution and the dirt so they can go to their country and molest their babies for cheap.
Oh.
And that's one thing they're not talking about here in the UK. They're talking about all this Muslim grooming gangs. Bro, you know how many Edomites are flying to Thailand, Brazil, Philippines, and you go to these places. Esau's destroyed these places where these families are so destitute that it's like, man, give them a tenner and they get access to their baby. It's like, yo, bro, we need to eat, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? We're starving out here. So there's an actual pedophile sex tourism for these Edomites to go to Brazil, and you got the lady boys in Brazil, and these Edomites here can go and here's a $5 and ride out some little boy and then fly back over here. And they know about it because the BBC did a documentary. I remember one time, which they're a pedophile organization as well. They went to Brazil and they interviewed some of these young boys. They were like 9, 10, they got makeup on, and their families know what they're doing, but that's how these men are making their bread. They're in the favela. I'm not condoning it, but this is what happens when you put people in destitution. They become desperate.
Esau did the same thing during slavery with the little boys. Put makeup on them and dealt wicked with them. You know, it's not unusual.
They're on it.
And Esau's always had a history of pedestry, man. Always. Even going back to the Greeks and the Romans, they all did the same thing.
We're not like the Athenians, the boy lovers or whatever it was.
Well, the Fakin system. And then so when they asked the guy, they said the guy was like, well, so what type of people are paying you for their services? And the man just looked at him, the youth looked at him and said, people that look like you. It ain't Jake.
Jake's going over some big booty Latinos.
It ain't Jake.
Manner of people are in that
The original passport boys are these pedophiles and these other Edomites, man, that go to these third world countries, and that's why they keep these countries the way they are, so that they could go over there and buy people out for cheap. And that, again, that system of currency is a false system. That system's not gonna exist in the kingdom where one man's currency is worth like bad disparity. That's a system of oppression. So you could go over to man's country and buy a man for cheap, like
because the currency is gonna be gold and silver, like things that everybody
a universal value. Not like man's. You go over there for $1 and a man will sell his whole wife and everything because that.
man.
It's crazy.
There was that vid that I shared in the chat like a week or so ago where the chick, I think it was like Vietnam, Taiwan, Philippines or whatever, and she was being asked, okay, how much should a man earn? She was like, look man, for me to live comfortably, it was the equivalent of $300 a month. Like, so once again, you're getting these rich Edomites going there, where 300, that's nothing for them. Three grand is nothing for them.
So then think about bribing.
Yeah.
So when you got the foreign aid and the bribes, Esau's can go over into these places and sell, people can sell out for cheap. But that's why they keep these countries in a weakened state, because when you keep someone weak, the negotiation is always easy. When you have to negotiate with someone from the position where they don't really need you, now you need to be fair. But when someone is desperate, like these guys on Simon Cowell you know, then man will give up their cheeks because they're desperate.
That's saying this is where the real corruption really stems from, man. Because there's rich European nations and people in these, like, that are buying out these leaders, man. And you talk about the corrupt leaders in these different nations. It's because there's big money involved, man. Their duty is not looking after their own people. It's to get the bag.
Yep.
Right? Because there's a big difference for them.
And you profit from that system and you proliferate that. You don't deal with justice and fairness, man. You're a demon.
This is the book of Micah 2:1.
Yeah.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
These top Edomites, they have the institutions behind them, they've got the money behind them, they got the law behind them, and they got the militaries behind them. So when they have a mechanization against a nation, they could go and do that. If they want to go and set up some polluting industry in some other country, they can get that done.
Yeah, and just get away with it.
And get away with it because they got the connections in the world to make that happen.
Yeah. Because there was one, I think it was in India somewhere, it was like one of these petrochemical companies where it was just like there was like a leak or an explosion. It's like bare man died, and nothing really. And that's the thing, when Esau's in power, nothing really happens after the fact. It all just gets.
Well, of course, and this is what we see. There's no real justice, and that's why these men are talking about this. It's funny they had a whole inquiry about these Muslim gangs, right? But Jimmy Savile was obviously in a network, and his network was never uncovered.
Nope.
In fact, they waited until man died to actually bring any information out at all, and even then, he was in a network. So when you see all these men pretending that they care, well, you should have demanded, like, well, so who's he working with? You don't get to do what he was doing for as long as you were doing it, and you're not part of a network. And he ain't.
What about the Pizzagate?
Pizzagate, Epstein files is still there. You got the Mark Dutroux files are still there. And when you find out, what you'll find out, is that, because there's people that have actually bothered to do the research, most of these serial killers that they put in Netflix and they give you, these guys are part of Racket. They were part of a network. And what they did was they became the fall guy for a network, like Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy didn't do most of those murders they said he did, but it was convenient, like Weebay. Remember, you ain't seen The Wire. On The Wire, Weebay, he was already gonna get lifed off, innit? So he just took a bunch of murders that weren't his to get his brethren off, innit? And he was like, yeah, I did. If you give me another burger, they gave him another burger. He's like, yeah, I did this, that, and the other. But even murders he didn't do, he took. Because it's like, yo, I'm going down anyway, I might as well take them all. Ted Bundy didn't commit a lot of them murders they said he did. In fact, when you go into the files, the witnesses didn't even give his description. They just basically pushed a narrative that it was Ted.
Yeah.
Because they can do that. They have control over the system and everyone believed it. But the reality is Ted Bundy was in a satanic network. And there was multiple people doing these murders. Same thing with Jeffrey Dahmer. What they didn't show you in the Nexus documentary was how he was setting up altars and doing ritualistic things with the bodies. He also wasn't working alone. Another guy, the clown killer, Gacy, John Gacy, the clown killer. He's another one that was part of a pedophile network. But guess what? When he went down alone. 33 murders, by the way. Yeah? And the Order of the Clown is actually a Freemasonic order. That's why you get the killer clown thing, and in the media, they push this killer clown. Because the killer clown is actually a demon that they worship in Freemasonry. So that's why you get It the Clown, Pennywise, because that is actually a real demon, and that guy's an occultist. what's his name?
Casey.
No. Who wrote them books?
I'll find it for you.
Anthony Levy?
No. The guy that wrote
Stephen King.
Stephen
Oh,
King
okay,
is an
okay.
occultist. He puts a lot of occult ideology into his books, like within that whole world, it's all about children and sacrificing children and taking the innocence and the energy of children. That's what they really do. He's just putting it in a book form. You've got Attack of the Killer Clowns. You've got the other. In media, there's a lot of killer clowns that specifically target who? Children. Because that's a real thing. John Gacy is known as the killer clown. Look it up. So they have the power to do these things, and they have the power to cover it up. Because the FBI, the CIA, and all these secret agencies, which is another way of saying secret society, think about it, they are the ones that are running all the investigations. That's why my girl could come out and say, look, not Kamala, it was the other guy. No, it was the guy. He came out and said, there's nothing in the files that's worthy of investigation. Nothing? There's nothing in there that you can put all this intelligence, you've got all this mechanism you've got to find people.
And there's no dots.
And you're telling me there's no
dots to
there's
connect,
no
yeah.
investigation that you could do. Because they don't want to do it. Because reality is, these secret agencies are there to protect the elite pedophile networks.
Because that's what I was
And
mentioning.
supply them.
Because that's what I was mentioning, Kamala. Like when you look at a lot of the some of the trials that she presided over, it was like, wait, how did they get off? Right, but that's because what do you call it? Those certain judges are put in those positions to let people get off.
Exactly, and then she was rewarded. You know, becoming vice president. Go on, read that again, Michael.
Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
And what's an example of that? The MOTB. The MOTB, they have the power to get not only the private sector, because they own the private sector, to develop the technology. They also have the power to control the governments, to bring through the legislation and get the governments and the private sector to work together to bring about the MOTB system. They had the power to do that. This is something that they came together hundreds, like this idea didn't come from 20 years ago. This has come back. Aldous Huxley was talking about all this stuff. And he was an insider. So they already knew 100+ years ago what the plan was and how they were going to do it. They just then had to go and get it implemented. But it's in the power of their hand to do. Because they control the governments, they control the NGOs, and they control the private companies. They control financial capital. They control the education system, so they can steer people into particular fields and give it funding to develop the technology that's necessary. Right? Trump came in, Stargate. There's the money. Get it done. Yeah?
Obviously, you're looking at what's happening right now in the UK, where we're going full authoritarian, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And just as this guy's about to go. Yeah. So Starmer's been on his last legs. That guy, come on.
Yeah, and that's a good point that the elder makes, because the thing is, like, someone new's gonna come in, but they never repeal the
They're not
old
going to
stuff.
repeal it. Well, this Rupert Lowe, which is Trump 2.0, he's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
Oh, the pedophiles, we're gonna, anyone involved, we'll arrest them. Any politicians that did this, we'll arrest them too. And all the man in the comments are like, someone I can believe in. It's like, bro, this guy ain't arresting no one.
That's how you know that low IQ.
Low IQ.
Yeah, fall for it again.
What did Trump say? Okay, what did Trump say about Hillary Clinton? You had, in the height of the Pizzagate thing, the #1 criminal was Hillary Clinton, right? Okay, so the Democrats, they're all the pedophiles. So what did Trump say? Oh, we're gonna drain the swamp. And he said on live TV, I'm gonna arrest you, Hillary, you're going to jail. Remember, Hillary used unauthorized email for classified. She should be in jail. When Trump came into power, no jail.
When they all see the inauguration and shit.
Yeah, they all saying because it's all folly. They're not gonna. These men are made men. It's like in the mafia. They're made men. They're not gonna put these people in jail. Obama, he said he was gonna put Obama in jail. Obama's just chilling. American burger. He ain't gonna put Obama because Obama's in the same team. He's initiated. He's part of the game. So this Starmer guy, he's like his popularity's in the mud. He got no charisma. And that's how it's supposed to be. Now they got this other guy that I ain't never heard of. What's his name? Burnham. Burnham. Now he's gonna come in. Then you got Nigel Farage. Then you got the Trump 2.0, Rupert Lowe. And then you got the working class man following this guy thinking he's a hero, and he's some private school kid.
Yeah, it's just like, what's his name? Farage is a man of the people. Like, guys,
But and he's saying, they're saying, that's what he said. Rupert Law was like, yeah, they just want to control get rid of the Patriots online. When if Restore get into power, no, you're not. No government has ever taken away their own powers. Yeah, I'll give you an example. The NDAA. When the NDAA came in and the Patriot Act, Alex Jones and all these guys were dead against it. Oh, traitorous to America, the NDAA, the Patriot Act. Okay, cool. When Trump came in, why didn't he repeal it? Simple, right? He repealed Obama's deal with Iran, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then the Obamacare. So why didn't he repeal the Patriot Act and the NDAA? Which government has ever took away their powers over the people? It's not gonna happen, man. What are we talking about here? The globalists. These jokers, man. Because guess what? They control the media too. It's in the power of their hand to affect the people because the media is in their pocket. Both the left-hand media, the right-hand media, and the alternative media is a bunch of agents.
Yeah.
We told you about Andrew Tate, man. Man just kept popping up on Piers Morgan. The press capacity, the press capacity of shut up, man. You got beat up by a big homo, man. No one wants to hear you. But he's a CIA boy.
Yeah.
All these men, when you check them up, Dan Bilzerian, the Jews. All these anti-Zionist dudes, are agents. They guess who they work for? Mossad. And their job is to say that because they control both sides of the argument.
that's why they don't get shut down.
That's why they don't get shut down. That's why they get to go on Piers Morgan.
Their exposure. How
They-
many
they-
times has Tommy Robinson been arrested?
They say all this persecution they're suffering, but they're still around.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy Robinson is the agent.
Yeah.
Right arm, Candace Owens. She's an agent, man.
Her husband's a small.
Her husband's a lord, like in England. She's a lady, like. How has this happened? She got married to him after about 2 weeks, bro. Whoa, how does that happen?
Bed wench, bro. Yeah.
You know, word on the street is she's a beard. Like he's actually, he goes the other way. But that's one of the ways they're able to control the people because they control the media and the information, and they give you these little false heroes like Alex Jones that you think that they're on your side, but really they control them.
Yeah, I think they're anti-agents.
They're not real.
Because Scripture says, why is the gate that leads to destruction? Esau knows this, right? And so he'll attack every angle. And make you believe in something that don't exist, bro.
Myron Gaines.
Yeah, Myron, he's a white.
He's an
supremacist.
agent. He actually is a Fed.
He loves white.
Yeah,
he
he's
said
a
that.
Fed.
Ex-BFBI. He loves white people to death.
Because
Because
the manosphere got infiltrated by a bunch of agents and all they do is push the gender war. That's also part of the New World Order.
Yeah. At first, remember when it
destroy the idea of family.
Remember when it first came out? It was all about dating.
Now it's a white
relationships.
supremacy.
Now it's all into politics. He goes into deep diving into the Israel and Iran. All of a sudden he's a specialist on politics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was a covert operation that they did live on with the webcam.
Yeah, because
live stream and all that.
that's one of the ways that they're able to infiltrate and control the minds of the people through the media, through these rappers, these actors. It came out a long time ago. That Sony, because they let it leak. Sony had an email where I think it was one company, they were doing something and the guy emailed him back and said, listen man, we got some actors, we'll just get them to come and push the thing. Yeah, because of course, there's actors who will push whatever they're told to push. You see these celebrities and you think they believe what they say comes out their mouth. They're actors, they're no different to a politician. You think when you see a politician on TV and he's all passionate about something, that he actually cares about that. No, that's the role he has to play. When you don't know that person, that's why the Bible speaks about the congregation of the hypocrites. You don't know that person off camera. Trump is playing a character. If you look at videos of Trump when he was a young man, you can see where he morphed into, even the way he talks. No one changes the way they talk like that. Do you understand? Like, if I talk, who's an older Jake you can think of? That's like a normal celebrity guy. How many older Jakes can you look and they've completely changed the way they talk and the cadence that they talk from when they were young? No, they might get a bit more raspy in the voice.
Yeah, like Freeman.
Yeah, but Trump is playing a character. He's a TV personality that they create for him to play. No different than a WWE guy when The Rock was playing The Rock.
And he was
playing a character.
And
he was on WWE.
a few times, man.
He's not real. You don't know Trump. You think you know what he believes and what he likes. The guy's a Satanist. You don't know that, do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, this is my belief. No, you don't know their belief. These guys are actors. You don't know anything about them. You just know what they've shown you on TV as that's what they think.
Yeah, they know Ron Crimps is his favourite book.
I got 3 Revelation 20:2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Yeah, for that 1,000-year period, Esau had no political or any kind of prominence or effect on the earth.
And set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
And that's what's happened. You Edomites have been loose, and all you've done is deceive the world through various, well, that's why they call it the Illuminati, through various systems that are lies, like we were speaking about earlier. Capitalism is a lie, and so is communism. And one of the biggest lies is that communism and capitalism are in adversary to each other. Where did the Bolsheviks come from? America. Communism and capitalism are operating systems, but they have the same goal. And they use the Hegelian dialectic against each other to achieve the same goals. So the guys on that side and the guys on this side are all working for the same people.
Yeah, because the Bolshevik, like you just said, was the Rothschilds, so it was Great Britain and America, and the guys with America to take down the Russian czars. That's how they got rid of the monarchy.
Yeah, and put their own people in power. But then they got the little people, the communism and the capitalism, bro, they're all working for the same people. So in that way, it's a deception. And the deception is that on the capitalism, everything's going to be great. Yeah, it was great for the boomers, but it ain't. How come it ain't great now?
One generation, and then from then it's...
And then on the communism, everyone's supposed to be equal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then it's not. On the both system, what ends up happening? Poverty for the majority, and the minority have all the power. Because they say in communism, everyone's equal. It's just that some people are more equal than others.
Because I was looking, because Lenin as well. Because I remember watching Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah, he took over after the Bolsheviks.
Yeah, said visited London 6 times between 1902 and 1911. He spent his time editing the revolutionary newspaper Iskra at Clerkenwell Green, researching at the British Museum reading room and hiding out as Dr. Jacob Richter.
So why did he come to London? Because he was hired by the Rothschilds, man. He was the new suit he was going to use to replace the monarch.
But that's why over there in Russia and China, the beast system is being built simultaneously, like the same way.
The CV is proof that it's all the same system, because all of these different axes developed a juice. None of them were like, no, actually we ain't going to deal with it. You had Sinovac, you had, I forgot, Russia's one, right?
You always tell me one of these simple ones, isn't it?
Now you got to try it, actually.
Do you know what? That was even impressive.
Say like Sputnik
They're all working on the same thing, just calling it different things. You know what I mean? But they're all building that system.
And they're all intertwined. Listen, these corporations, when you look behind, like this brother would tell you, then you find out like, oh, hold on, that American company's been working with this people for the time, the Russian or the Chinese, but they're meant to be enemies. Yeah, enemies on a certain stage, but in a certain level, they're working together. You know?
Yeah, now you got China's got the leading the market for the MOT to the B. They're calling it NEO. And it's a rival to Neuralink, and it's the same thing.
So make sure you get your Neuralink, bro. We don't want the Chinese to win. We don't want them to win.
Yeah, because they're more advanced in America. So they're just,
Esau, they keep you occupied with bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thinking that something, there's a different battle going on. It's not. It's the same fight, and you're just really, let's say they laid the snare, and then the people are not privy to the snare.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why it's deception, man.
Revelation 17 and 12, real quick. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. And that goes into the whole making up of the foundation of the EEC that became the EU, and NATO's a counterpart of that. And America's the head of that whole system.
And they're putting a lot of emphasis on NATO or the European nations building up, right? Because America's playing hard to get right now, right? They don't want to be close partners like that anymore. So they're encouraging EU to build themselves up, to have all this different technology in place and whatever, you know.
And then all that's done, like we know eventually it's going to have a counteraction. But we understand that Macron and all them are all getting a piece of that. So when all these European countries now, when they decide to not increase the pension and put the money into the military, they got an excuse now. Oh, well, it's not us, it's like Trump. Even though I got money in all these companies that are about to get all this government money, and this is how the game runs. It's like they use one thing, or it's called political cover. One part of the spectrum will give cover to other part of the spectrum to do something that if they'd have just done it, the people would be like, what the hell are you doing? Because if Britain decided to put the weapon spending up 2%, but then the NHS and all that, man, they'd be like, we don't need that. But then when you get all this thing with Trump, now man can stand up and say, well, you know what, because of Trump and because of Russia thing, we got to do this. Meanwhile, it's just like all the way to the bank.
And because the MOTB, because it has multiple applications, they can still funnel investment money into these different things by saying, it's military. Yeah, the military can use chips too. You know, because they have to check the personnel and all these types of things. So they have a reason to produce these things, you know, for the public. You know?
One more verse. Revelation 17 and 13. These have one mind, who shall give their power and strength to the beast.
That's why they were. That's why. That's why Europe and they've been moving in unison with America all the time. Whatever America decides to do in the world, they've been behind it 120%. And that's why they're going to be destroyed too. America's going to be destroyed, but Europe has got to pay too. They're going down hard because they have been benefiting from the global empire. The different European companies, they've took their taste, they took their piece. When they were going into Iraq and doing and bullying these nations, they were all getting a piece of the pie. You know, these top elites in America, because they're multinational corporations out of Europe that benefited from the system of being in close proximity to America. British companies, what they call it the special relationship, they benefited from the bully boy. Yeah, of course.
Oh, sorry, go
ahead.
It's getting juicy. It says victory for the Lamb in the heading, right? So verse 14. He shall make war with the Lamb. So the one beast system, the one world government, NATO and the EU, they're going to try and fight Yahushua when he comes with the chariots, right? That's why they got this whole situation with so-called UFO invasions and all that alien invasion. You know, they're gonna.
What happened with that, man? They said they were gonna release all the files, and then it's just bullshit. Esau needs to be destroyed. And all that was just to test how people react to the idea of aliens. The reality is, about the whole alien things, is that the damage has already been done. People already generally know the truth to be the lie, or the lie to be the truth through the media. The media has already done a job, so the average person already believes it's little green men. It's done. That's why when they tell you they're going to release all this stuff, they don't really need to do it. It's already done. The deception's already there. Most people. That's why the Disclosure Day film is dead.
I watched it.
But there is nothing to disclose because we already had all that time where Steven Spielberg and that they did what was that? Close Encounters, right? Bro, it's been done. The whole thing, we know there's aliens. No, we're not saying there is, but I'm saying because of the media, the general public is already embedded in their psyche that UFOs are aliens and that's the truth.
Come on, man, they had 7 seasons of X-Files.
And this is the reason. This is the reason why they pushed it into the popular culture, because now it is just truth now. Even if they came out with a file, the file would only be reinforcing what people already believe.
Yeah.
Oh, there's little green men. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we kind of need it already, innit? Because I've seen it on Independence Day.
That's it. They want you to believe that independence.
And that's
Day,
the
yeah.
power of the media.
Yeah.
More people believe in aliens than they do in angels.
Yeah.
That is the, because why? You've grown up watching a million programs in HD showing you all these different aliens. Your brain doesn't actually know the difference between when something's real or fake. It just absorbs it. So for you believe it. Like dinosaurs and that. You know what I mean? Jurassic Park, man just believed dinosaurs was 1 billion years ago. Because you've seen it 1 million times.
They say you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth, right?
Yeah,
That's what we
true.
saw on repeat, on repeat, on repeat.
All these alien films, man. So now the alien films don't even hit like that no more. It don't hit. It's like disclosure, but we already kind of knew, so it's not really nothing. Ooh, what's it gonna say? Like, come on, bro. We've seen Contact, innit?
That's what I said. I was like, oh, it's like a lot of it was like 97, 96 was the Independence Day, the next year.
Nobody cares. All that
They already
alien
had that
release
whole
thing,
spirit.
and nobody cared, and that was just a test. Oh yeah, we got them. They all.
Where's the movie that the angel steps out of a chariot?
No,
Where's that? That'd be shocking.
Because that would be the truth. And from the very beginning, the whole idea of Roswell and the Men in Black was to misdirect people away from what it is. Roswell thing was a psychological operation because they didn't want people to know, okay, the chariots of the Lord. So it's like, okay, little green men or the Greys. And then they have these whistleblowers like Bob Lazar. Yeah, you know, oh, I'm getting Henry. I mean, you don't see the shit. Like when he talks about, he said that they done something to him here. So when if he starts talking the truth about it, he starts getting headaches.
got
And I'm
radiation
watching this
burns
shit.
or
Like,
some
this is
shit like
bullshit. And then Joe Rogan would be like, there, like, oh, what? Yeah, they took me to Roswell and all that. And bro, he's lying. It's all. He's an agent. It's all lies. But they want you to think the government's hiding this. If the government are hiding, bro, why would this guy be allowed to go on Joe Rogan, who's funded pretty much by the government, to tell you about it?
He needs to be hiding.
Joe Rogan's like worth, what, 300 million, bro? He's mainstream. You think they would let man go in the mainstream to tell you about it? You think the military would allow Hollywood to put it in films? They control Hollywood. They're like, don't put that, don't talk about Area 51 in a fucking film. Take that out of your script right now. No, it's in every script. Every movie mentions Area 51 and Little Green Men.
Bro, it's like growing up, like I was 8 years old now about Area 51.
How? How did I
The
find
government don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know about Area
Like, bro,
51.
it's like in cartoons, bro. Like, what are we talking
The
about?
big FBI file, confidential.
Yeah.
Like you said, X-Files been on for like how many years, how many seasons, repeating it over and over again that these things exist. So it's like, well,
There's a secret Men in Black that are hiding the. No,
This
this
is done Men in
is
Black.
what they
That kind
want
of-
you to think.
That kind of solidified it for me. When he done Men in Black do that dance.
They're among us. Yeah, man. There's a lot of liars out there, man. But Esau will go to extreme depths to push lies to the people, man.
It's the book of Psalms 144 and 11. Read me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their light hand is the light hand of falsehood.
That's how Esau is very good at spreading lies and misdirection. You know what I mean? And he'll make you think he don't want you to know something while he's providing you that information, because that's what he wants you to know. But the real information, they're not going to give that no spotlight. They're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll put the guy that they'll attack publicly, the guy they want you to see. Like Andrew Tate, he's a perfect example. I'm the most cancelled man on the planet. Next day, the Sun newspaper, the Mirror, everyone here. Andrew Tate has been banned, bro. If you don't want no one to know about him, you don't put him on the front page of the news.
But if he's the most cancelled man, he's also the most reinstated person as well. So someone's putting you back. Exactly. You know?
You know what I'm saying? They're name dropping him in damn BBC programs about misogyny. Yeah, because when you don't want no one to know about him, the media will just have a blackout on you. And you really won't exist because the algorithm, they can put you in, they could control the algorithm. So the algorithm will just dead you
Blacklist.
off. You're gone. Like you won't show up on no one's recommended like at all. And your name, if man mention your name in the video, their video is just gonna get down thing, yeah? And you'll just be in blackness. You better go out on the street and start preaching, because that's the only way man are gonna find you. You know, you don't put things you don't want people to see on mainstream TV, bro. Just come on. Or on the Sun newspaper, like, the front page. Come on, man. Yeah. You finished that? Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
That's Esau Edom. His whole society is a blasphemy because he's saying that he could do everything better than the Most High. And that's what we were speaking about earlier. Like his idea that his civilization is superior to the civilization that the Lord designed, with the foundation being the law. He thinks he could come up with a new law that's better than what the Lord invented. And the world actually thinks like that, because most people, when they think about the Bible, it's outdated. It's outdated.
That was Bible
There's
time.
some good things.
That was Bible time.
Bro, it's the word of life. Imagine this is actually the word of life.
I said that was Bible time.
Bible time.
Bible time. This is that.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the Jude Bellingham thing's getting the Ballon d'Or. Esau's bullshit getting the Ballon d'Or ratings. Like, oh, what does Elon have to say? And this retard's getting up there telling you about how he's gonna abundance and all this shit. Like, he's gonna give you everything you ever wanted. And everyone will have a 3-star Michelin chef. No, you won't, man. Come on, man.
How, Sway?
How?
Can you afford it? No, you can't.
No. You telling me these
Like it's
people
free.
that created the third world all of a sudden want everyone to live in abundance, bro? Like, this is bullshit, man.
Here's the thing, yeah. He's not talking about all these things like they're free, right? Like they're just gonna give you these things. He makes Tesla cars, right? They ain't fucking free. They ain't free, bro, and they're expensive as shit. They're not even the cheapest car on the market.
No, but
that's
you're
why the
gonna-
Chinese man
you're
are
gonna
outdoing
get
you right now.
Universal basic high
Oh,
income.
high income. How high does it have to be?
It's gonna be high. Nah, man. And then so Esau's pushing this lie, and then the real truth. Someone of Isaiah the 2nd chapter. The real truth is that the real people that's gonna lead the earth forward in righteousness, in a new order that is actually beneficial, is the Israelites. And the beautiful thing is that the foundation of it isn't hidden. It's right here. The foundation of it is here. It's right here, written in the law.
Manifesto.
And it's that same law that's going to be written in our hearts, and it's going to be the foundation of our wisdom. Meanwhile, Esau's got all of this like philosophy and all that. We ain't going to need all that. We got the foundation that's needed, which is all found in the scriptures.
It's Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2, and it says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains."
That's the Israelites being established over all the nations. The government of Israel, the 144,000, is going to be that one world government. It's going to be the new world order. The real new world order is the Israelites ruling over all the nations, man. In righteousness.
Just into Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Yeah. That was how things are supposed to be.
You know, and that's better than the devil ruling.
Exactly, yeah. And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
All the nations are going to come to the Israelites, beginning with the elect. They're going to be under the authority of the Israelites, and everything they do is going to be based upon the word of those people. And all knowledge, all verification is going to come through us. Because right now the problem is the devil is verifying things. You got a con man, and you got to trust the con man to tell you what is and what isn't. And that's causing all kind of problems, because how can you have a deceiver be the one to verify? I need to do an investigation. Get the devil. Come on, man. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Ism we got to deal with, man. When a crime happens, you have to rely on the devil investigating that crime and providing you with justice.
That's why, what was it called, man? Epstein. Like, all that. These guys are like, it's bro, where's the arrest?
There's nothing to look into. There's nothing to look into.
How many fingers in the whole thing?
Bob,
You saw nothing.
But that's what Trump's been doing.
Yeah.
Trump's just been lying, and people don't realize that it's by design. Esau is lying and purposely just basically saying, listen, bro, you need to accept whatever I say on any given day. And even if I contradict myself, I didn't contradict myself. It's a fucking mindfuck. And I've never seen nothing like it in my life. I've never seen the man consistently just be jumping from just contradicting themselves over.
Just the boldness
Because
and audacity
now
of it.
people are just accepting that, yeah, whatever. I just
He's gonna bullshit.
whatever it is, isn't it? Like if they say it is, then and then if they change it in the next hour, then we just accept that. Whatever it is, just accept it. And you see people doing that. Yeah, whatever Trump says, you know, I don't believe. Did Trump lie? Well, I don't think he lied. I think he's just doing what he's supposed. Okay, so you've now
man said-
accepted it. Right?
One man said, I'm willing to suffer for my children. If my children can live and I gotta suffer for Trump, then I'm willing to
Dude, they still believe that people are undermining him. That's the funniest thing. It's
Yeah,
like I don't know.
deep state,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, man.
I don't know who got in his head. Whoever signed that deal with Iran, they put pressure on Trump.
They said, yeah.
Which you ain't even no thing. It was a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
Some bullshit, man. That's bullshit. That's when businesses do that when they don't want to commit to a deal. Yo, we're gonna sign a memorandum of understanding and get the stock price to go up. 2-3 years later, nothing happens because it wasn't a deal. It's nothing binding you to do anything. It's just you saying, yo, we think, innit?
That
Like,
would be nice if this happened.
it would be nice, yeah. Cool story, bro.
Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
So our way is going to be perfect. So we're actually going to be the standard of life for everyone, and that's in all things. Everything is going to be from our tutelage. So right now, Esau, Edom, just turn it around, bro. Just tell him to turn it around. It's a simple.
It's a lot, girl.
Fair luck. Oh, it's both ways.
Yeah, but that's Table of the Nations.
Oh, okay. Cool. We don't.
Yeah, we got another one coming. That's
Correct. So
Yeah. So right now we're living in a world where
face it that
Esau,
way, bro.
Edom.
all right. So look, my mind. So
Right now we live in a world where Esau, because he's at the top of the world, everything that you can think of, he's the authority on it. That most people, they look at him like, how are we gonna do this? They even bring an Edomite in. So even in Jamaica, bro, they'll have like flipping man there that know how to run the police, yeah, and they'll bring in some dusty constable, yeah, from somewhere in the Met, yeah, that no one rates. Like man's getting no ratings in England, and they'll be like, okay, get him to come and set up our police. It's like, bro, this guy, like they're like Steve McLaren, bro. They're getting Steve McLaren in to coach man's team. Man's done. The only reason Steve McLaren's in Jamaica is because nobody wants him here. Yeah, but that's just a small example. Like most of these countries, when they want to do anything, they really seek to Esau to come and show us, like, how do you do this, how do you do that? Well, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to take that role. And so we're going to use the wisdom and knowledge of the understanding, and everything's going to be better. Because the way we're going to provide to them is going to be the proper way. Whether it comes to history, we're going to give them the correct history. Not bullshit history. The language, agriculture, we're going to show them how to do farming and how this is done and how, you know. So proper standards within the world, rather than Esau and his BS.
But like you said, capitalism, so because when you do capitalism is about enriching the rich by any means necessary, and you have to have perpetual slaves, man, in order to, you know, have a capitalist society and all that. And that means they're going to be cutting corners at every cost. That's why this system is so corrupt. They've been cutting corners since the foundation, man. That's why they got rid of the gold standard, you know, because everything was normal, everything was, you know, like justified. Everything had balance. Forced balance is an abomination to the Lord. So when this devil came into the power, he was like, oh, I can cut corners. I can get rid of the gold standard. They give him paper notes, debt-bearing notes. Yep. So they don't even actually own it.
And then you get into a situation in this society, man. I was watching a video on it here, because this is really what idiocracy is all about, where it comes a point where the corporations, they have a vested interest to reduce the quality of something because it benefits them. So that's what the idiocracy was showing. Like something gets branded, and now because Gatorade is making money from selling the Gatorade for the plants, they're going to use the Gatorade for the plants. But now Gatorade is sponsoring the news program. So the news program ain't going to come out and bring out the information that the Gatorade is actually killing the plants. So it ends up being that in that system, the evil is continued in a loop. And that's already happening, where the news programs are sponsored by a pharmaceutical company. So they can't come out and do a story exposing the pharmaceutical company, because now that pharmaceutical company is cooked, you don't get the revenue from their adverts. And that's how that's one of the, you got into capitalism. That's one of the evils of capitalism, because when money comes first, you end up in situations like that where you get crazy loops. So the checks and balances is all out there.
Of like smoking, where they had doctors being brought out and saying, "Yeah, smoking's good for you. I smoke." But then it's like they already had the research showing they knew it linked to cancer, but then they were just like, "Well, for the bad though."
Yeah, that's a wicked world, man. And everything's like that now. People sell out for the money, and then you lose the that's why most things now, let's be honest, most things have lost its value. It's peaked because it's when it becomes too corporatized and money's too much involved. There's no, like, look at football, we're talking about it today. It's got more money than ever, but it's shit. The music, more money than ever, but it's shit. The movies, they're piling billions into some of these blockbusters, and it's just shit. And because the man them that's supposed to keep the man in check are making money from them, they can't come out and even say it. So there's no checks and balances, but so it's just all bullshit, man. It's this world's cooked, man. So you get some pundit, and because he's getting paid, he can't criticize LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't, like, because he's the cash cow. So then you just carry on the bullshit. Or you can't criticize Cristiano or something, you know, because you're on a payroll. You see it in boxing all the time.
Oh, what was it?
The boxers.
The Ring? Is it the magazine?
Yeah. Bro, you see it in the commentary. If the guy's the house fighter, man could be in there stinking it out, and the commentary just chatting shit.
Look at that jab.
Yeah. Bro, this world's cooked, man. Truth is not held in high regard, man. All facades and fake. These man will fake that they use a product. Fake vegetarians. Man's not really a vegetarian, but he's making money off the lifestyle, so he's a fake vegetarian. Fake fitness model, you know? Fake alpha male. Yeah? Man's not living anything he's preaching, like, at all. And the internet is filled with it. All over the internet is a bunch of fake businessmen. PPD got exposed. Flipping running scam, but he's a big businessman. No, you're a scammer. That's what you are. Everything is just man faking it to make it, and it's just destroying everything because nothing's real. You can't get real information no more.
It's Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 3. And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. For they perceive of evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord Yahweh.
There you go. You can't tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? People just lie, make up things, play the game just for the bag, and it's across the board, and that's why everything's just fake and gay. You know, everything's just fake and gay. Man, overdoing things. Hey, really, this place is done. It's done. There's nothing real. You know, back in the day, man used to go, yeah, man's keeping it real. No one keeps it real no more.
You know, most industries as well, where they got regulators, like in finance, where you got the FCA, you got Ofcom for the rate, like with all the broadcasters. The regulators make money off on a non-profit basis off the companies that they're regulating. So when they should really be screwing companies over and getting them closed down, they make hot money off the companies they regulate. So they got to keep them operating.
This is the issue, because these are mainly they're there to protect you, the consumer, right? These oil barons, they're just making bare money or putting energy prices up, man, and they're there to stop them doing that. But they're getting paid from the whole process. So it's like, what incentive do they have to get on them? They don't really.
It's because what you say just remind me, a lot of the things where it will have a specific stamp on it. So for instance, in the UK,
the AAA rating and stuff like that.
Oh no, but you know in products you'll be like B certified.
Oh yeah.
All of that, and in tech you'll get ones where it's like ISO blah blah blah, and it's just all a payful scheme. And there's no truth. Oh, Forbes 30 under 30. I used to think that was 30, you know, the top businessmen. No, you pay to be in Forbes 30 under 30.
It's like the Forbes says, it's not the richest men on the thing, it's just who are expected to be on the list.
Exactly.
It doesn't cover everybody.
Fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? The betting thing. Every sports is just run by gambling now.
What's the one? The thing that Trump's cabinet was betting money on, man. Poly Market.
They just run
Man said,
everything. So
man, they know the deals are happening, and then you just see they put in like a mil with like millions into it, betting on these things.
everyone's
Then your average
advertising
goes
gambling.
around,
You can't watch any podcast that say, yeah, the man are
streamers
selling
and
their
all
soul
that,
to the gambling sites, man. Yeah, this place cooked, man. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. That's why we gotta. The Lord is gonna come and take this man out, man. You know, white supremacy is over. It failed, man. It failed, and it ain't everyone else's fault. It's your fault.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Right, the Most High set up a system and a world for us to live in, right? You keep the law, statutes, and commandments here, and you use the wisdom of the natural things in order, and you'd be healthy. You'd be healthy. All you gotta do is just not abuse your body with drugs and excess, right? But Esau wants you to abuse yourself with excess and then turn around and use these Frankenstein drugs and Frankenstein procedures to prolong your life. Like replacing, put some mechanism in it, man.
And your body's gonna be allergic to it like down the line.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just following what you're meant to follow. So instead of just having a healthy diet, now it's an Ozempic.
Precept.
Which the whole diet thing, if Shakal was here, it's all been a massive scam on the people to purposely destroy them through food.
Now, even like with the whole food and medicine, you've seen the multiple advertisements for different supplements now. Like back in the day, they never used to push supplements. And now they just push it so hard. It's all fake shit. Like, it's all fake medicine, bro.
And you're so poisoned that's why everyone's getting
SIBOs
cancer.
and that,
The thing is, right, they try and make you pinpoint, oh, okay, if you don't do, listen, bro, everything's giving everything around us. The mobile phone's giving us cancer, the TV, the air you're breathing has got a million different things that's going to give you cancer, the water there's absolutely everything around. That's why you can't pinpoint what the hell you're getting cancer from, because literally there's so many different things that's toxic to your body that we live around here. Just pick one. Which one could it be?
You got asbestos in the fucking walls and shit.
Now they got it in the damn kitchen tops. I heard they had.
That's the
Yeah. The nuclear testing is given, man. You could avoid all of that, yeah, and then just some nuclear isotope, breathe it in, because Esau was exploding, flipping nuclear weapons in the atmosphere.
You got nuclear fried fish, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's
in the market.
Everyone's eating that.
My kind of
Because it affects the whole ecosystem, the waters.
When you eat it, you think it's got pepper in it. It's just radiation.
Some gamma rays.
It's the new ghost pepper.
Listen, man, you got Scotch bonnet on there. Yeah, and then now, so everyone, pretty much everyone's getting some form of cancer now. But don't worry, Esau's gonna save you by putting a chip in your body, yeah, that's gonna monitor your body, so that now it will tell when you have the cancer, so they could treat it for you, so you can live forever.
Or deploy nanobots, to come fight the cells,
So take this Neuralink, yeah, and take this chip in your body. It's like, god damn, man, we ain't gonna need to put chips in no one's body in the kingdom, man. Man are just gonna eat healthy, and work, and exercise.
Because disease is a curse from the law. We're transgressing the law ultimately. Because people ain't living right anyway. This is why all this shit's happening to people.
Yeah, self-destructive behavior, for the whole world's chasing dopamine through self-destructivism, man.
Yep.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared.
One of the things that we have faith in is that the Most High knows how to make it good. Yeah, we go into the scriptures and the Lord will open up your understanding. But at the end of the day, man, thus saith the Lord, man. Fuck me, why have I got to go into a fucking 20-hour speech to tell you why you shouldn't eat pork? Why have I got to do this, man? Why? I don't got to do a 20-hour speech here to tell man will to convince you of a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? But for the pork, no, bro, can you explain it to me? Bro, how about I explain it like this? See the God that created you and the pig, he said don't do it. No one knows better than that. But Esau actually know, well, if you fry it this way. No, bro. If that was the case, it would have been in the law that you could simply fry it, bro. Or you could deep fry it. Or if you feed the pig only corn, it's okay. That would have been in there. It just says no. And the reason for it is it's not good for you. And if you do it, there's going to be a consequence. Because the scripture said the wages of sin is death. There's going to be a consequence. And there's no way of getting around that consequence.
So I was going to say, Esau's such a devil, because he's like, what do you mean people didn't know how to cook? The ancient ones. What are you talking?
They was cooking in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Because they was like, oh yeah, when it was written, they just didn't know how to cook it properly, bro.
So now, when you teach
But
people
Esau can't even
about
wash chicken. What do you mean? What are they doing? What were they doing that you men are doing that's different?
see, a lot of people, man, they have a problem with the scriptures because they can't see the vision, they don't trust. You got to trust, especially when you first come into this truth. A lot of it is down to trust. Because remember, your mindset in this society is destroyed. You're already a traumatized individual, so let's be honest, you like a lot of things that's not good for you. Because you're damaged. You like a lot of things that you're attracted to certain things that's not good for you. Because if you're in this world, you've been in it. So there's things that you should be repelled from that you go towards. Yeah, that goes for all of us. Because if you've grown up in this world, you've grown up in the filth. And so you seek to the filth, you roll in the filth, you enjoy it. And then so someone's telling you, no, bro, the filth ain't good, yeah? At first it can be that, I don't know about that, I don't know, how can I be happy not doing that? Because you're damaged in the brain. That's where faith comes in. That's when you have to have faith to understand that if the Most High says that this is the better way and I'm going to be better for it, let me trust that he understands it. Let me trust that the kingdom of heaven is better than this kingdom. But a lot of man can't trust it because they don't have faith. So they trust in this. They don't want to take that, oh, you know, I don't know about that kingdom of heaven stuff, you know, because it sounds like it's boring to me. Yeah, because you ain't got no faith.
That's always something that kind of, oh, hell sounds like it would be more popping. Yeah, it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Exactly, hell's going to be popping.
Bro?
That's a damaged individual. That's a sick nigga.
I thought, like, bro, it's like the way
But it's true. It's true because man's love the madness because it is. That's why the Bible says you've got to have the renewing of your mind. But before your mind can even be renewed, you have to have the faith to accept that what the Lord is saying is better for you. Even though you love to eat the pork, you have to accept that it's better for you. Before you even learn the reasons why, you have to accept. The faith is, yeah, this is what the Lord said.
Because the Most High is the Father with his children, the sons, right? And like I said, the child don't understand everything.
You have to take it by what the Father says.
And we're still children.
You don't sit there and go through like a 20-hour speech to explain certain things to children. They ain't gonna get it, man. You just say, yo, man, don't touch the damn thing. No, let me start breaking down bacteria and, you know, here, look, here's a microscope. And you gotta do all that, man. You have to have there's an aspect of faith that comes in believing that living under the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father will actually make you happy. Most people have a hard time accepting that. And that's why they choose this world that actually don't make them happy. But you can get some dopamine out of this world while you're destroying yourself.
They feel like they understand this world more, so they gravitate to it.
But they don't understand. There's dopamine in the kingdom too. It's just that the dopamine
Isn't going to destroy
in the correct way.
They can destroy you.
You can have dopamine. You can have a good time. See, but that's the part they can't know. But how can you have pleasures following the Bible? You see? Because they don't have the faith to understand. And when the Lord says He's going to take away all tears, He's going to take away all tears.
Proverbs 3 verse 5, trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord Yahweh, depart from evil.
And that's why I'm telling you, a lot of guys, they will reject the gospel because when they read what the scriptures is about, they can't see that as something that's good for them. They rather what Esau's offering. That sounds good. Oh yeah, give me that chip and my brain and all that. And I can just have lust everywhere. You know, have sex all over the place and everyone. And you know what I mean? And all this filth that ultimately is causing people depression.
Yeah, niggas don't even want to go
As
out.
soon as man can't get that dopamine hit, real life hits them. This life's so fucked, that if you can't get that dopamine, on schedule, you're growing into instant depression because then you start thinking about your actual life and you're cooked. That's why hoes gotta constantly be getting that nut, bro, because if they don't, people have to go out every night. They have to do this, they have to do that. I have to smoke weed, I have to, don't you know that your escapism, that if you just sat down for a while and said, you know what, let me just meditate about reality of life. The reality of your life is to just put you on a downer straight up. You know, life ain't supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to have to chase dopamine just to get through the day.
This is John chapter 3 verse 19, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light. They like to appeal this world, this world that Esau's created, because he's convinced them that this is what you want. It's easier.
They love the
It's a manipulation still.
You know, love adultery, love stealing.
It's the same thing in the serpent in the garden. It sounded good, it looks good to the eyes, and so it's Esau or Satan tempting you in this place to keep you here. Right, but the Lord said this place will destroy us, man. This is not our rest.
Jake loves to put their trust in the pressure.
That's why a lot of guys have to go.
Yep.
Because you got guys that, okay, they do evil, and that's the difference between the elect. They're like, the elect are like, no man, I don't really want to, this evil ain't good. I don't really want to do this, man. I want another way. No, these niggas don't want another way. If you try to provide them another way, they're going to say, fuck that.
But brothers of the elect, basically, when they come out of this world, it's like wean yourself off of dopamine. You don't satisfy you, don't get dopamine. You detox off of this world, so things in this world don't really tantalize your,
You're supposed to start being repelled.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to engage in that. I don't want to do that.
You don't even like being amongst people.
Don't want to be like around certain people that's like that.
People.
But no, these niggas, man, listen, you could do the most for them. They'll go back. It happens all the time. That's why why do you think they say, like these prostitutes, you live the life of prostitution, you try to save her. Bro, she be alright for about 6 months. But, bro, next thing you know, where is she? Bro, she with the pimp, bro. She with the pimp.
It's like these life is when they come out of jail. They don't know nothing else. They want to go back inside. But they can't live on the outside.
Yeah, they don't want another way.
You know?
Yeah, that other way ain't good for them. Like, they don't know.
Damage. All of the nuts.
It's like a dog return to its vomit. It just comes back. Return to its vomit. That's it, man. You know? So the elect, we're trying to, Lord willing, trying to get out of that mindset, man, away from it all. But to do that, you have to trust your mind, because your mind is switching from one thing to another.
I've got a quick one as well. 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Like the Spirit, man.
Yeah, these men are led by their lust, their carnal people. And you can't deal with them. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. And that's why you can preach the scriptures to them all day long. They're not going to accept it. They're not going to get it. But Elon Musk will come and preach some bullshit, and they'll take the chip in their brain. That's just how that's the game is the game. Because they're given onto the things of these world. And Esau knows how to get to these people. He knows how to feed these people's lust. He's a master at it. Feeding into their lust. That's what the damn social media does all day. Feeding into your lust. They know how to target you. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that booty? Yeah. You like that, don't you? Let me throw some more of that your way.
He understands the desires of men on a whole different level, man.
They know how to fucking play with your mind.
Now they're saying they're going to do a social
media ban.
Media ban for under 16, but they're going to find some other way, man. That ain't going to stop them. They're going to find some other way to get online.
Well, really, because it's the beginning of making the actual internet restricted. Because eventually, what they'll do is they'll have a social media which is specifically for under 16s. And guess what? That'll be even more indoctrinating than ever before. The damage has been done, and this is the thing, is it has been done. This generation has already been cooked, and now they got the reason to come and put these controls in, because this has been, bro. These teenagers are cooked. They're not like us when we were teenagers. They're fucked in the head, like, already. Mental health problems. So then it seems that's why people are like, yeah, they should be getting banned, and in a way they're right. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to make sure that now they can bring in a system where you have to provide ID and justification for who you are on the internet. Now, yeah, you got VPNs, But don't think they can lock off the whole VPN.
They're talking about it already.
They can lock off the VPN. Who do you think made those VPNs?
I've already noticed on some sites, right, using the VPN, they won't let you transact certain things or whatever because they've locked up on the VPN type of process or whatever. So yeah, you can access the site, but you can't actually do it on it.
And they've been talking about going down to the operating system level on the phone, which like is even from when you unlock the phone before you use an app.
But that's what it's going to be.
But that's what the AI on your phone is all about. Because before you would have had different apps that didn't talk to each other, but then the AI sits on top of it. So that's why when Google's saying, yeah man, just take a screenshot of your screen. Alright? Let me know what's going on. It basically they're telling you that the AI in your phone now basically has access to pretty much everything. And that you can't get around it. If you buy a new phone, that's what I was thinking. You might need to buy a new phone now. They take that to the kingdom because it's only gonna get worse. These new phones are gonna be terrible.
And the thing is, they're pointing out another problem that they created themselves because a lot of these social media is profused with AI is driving the conversation. A lot of these man that's posting
they said that
right?
as well,
But they created that. So then now they can say, because obviously you got foreign countries using AIs to bots. But they're the ones that created the bots, so they're coming up with a solution to a problem that they created.
And where you were saying before they used to ask permission, like we're going to share your information with third parties. And all that, you ask for your permission, now that permission is gone.
It's gone.
And then all these sites have the link now because YouTube owned by Google, so they own all these different sites and that. So you can't really go nowhere without them knowing or having to verify who you are.
Yeah. And what I was sharing as well about the whole sharing with the share IDs on the end of all of these social media links. That's just y'all know. Okay, this is your network. And that's what's basically happened whenever there's a share ID, which is by default on most. I think Twitter's the only one that doesn't have a share ID, funny enough. But it's like you're basically saying this is the network. So when you're sharing stuff, it's like, okay, you shared it directly to this person and that person. Y'all are a network. So here it is, you yourself might not even be on that social media platform. But it's like, okay, cool, this device access that website. Okay, cool. So you know all of these people. Because you're logged into your Chrome, right?
You might end up being guilty by association too. So that's another thing that they're testing the waters with, like with this Muslim gang thing. They're saying that they want to push a thing where that you have to prove that you didn't know about your family member that was doing these things, or you get deported or something.
Damn.
Which is going against. The burden of proof is usually supposed to be on the prosecution. So, but you see, they could use that to push it through, and then they use that in other areas. So now you got to prove that you weren't involved, because they'd be like, oh, hold on, you're in the network with this guy that did that crime, or has this kind of thought process. So now you need to prove your allegiance to the New World Order.
And there's like the term domestic tea. That's kind of like just broadened to like any kind of you're against AI, you can get like charged with that. You're against certain laws that are passed. You're against certain government policies.
Britain's progress.
They had them Edomites that got done for Palestine. They run up in there and they did it for criminal damage. They charged for criminal damage and then they got charged as terrorists. They just slapped it on them.
Because when they were breaking that down, they were basically saying how we're now at a point where the average terrorist is a 50-year-old white woman. Because the whole
Facebook and that.
Kind of know how to shut up as well.
So this is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15. And the subtitles choose life. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments, and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
Esau ain't multiplying.
He's trying to that's become like
bare IQ, These men have got the IQ, they got the roads, they was Vikings.
And shit.
But they feel the IQ is now that there's too many people on the earth. He's figured that, that's the problem. Mr. Gates said it, that's the problem.
Yeah, well, according to these guys, it's a white genocide. But but that makes sense because you're wicked. You're wicked, man. Your society's wicked and your mindset is wicked. In fact, you Edomites, the more money you get, the less children you have. You got a wicked, demonic mindset, man.
That even proves the fact, like, the spirit of Cain, who got cursed out of the garden. It's against nature, isn't it? So even nature itself is trying to depopulate
Whose
Edomites.
fault is this? And then even they're saying immigrants come into the country and they got a higher birth rate. So that proves you that, yeah, so you could do the same thing. So why are you trying to blame me for?
You see the one with it?
What did I do?
You remember the one where it was showing you the total fertility rate and by continent? And the comment was like, we need to stop giving these countries aid.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, bro.
Y'all are wicked, man.
Just to repopulate anyway.
So are they rich or are they poor? Like, which one is it?
Esau's is jealous.
ain't got nothing to do with money, man. You created a society that does that. And your mindset is the way it is. And ultimately, you're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
A lot of these women, who's talking about the different chemicals and stuff like that, a lot of these women have been on the pill.
Yeah, from when they're like
From when they were young.
14,
14.
13.
And it may have not even have been a woman that was sexually active. It may have just been one where she had heavy periods.
Heavy period.
And instead of the doctors being like, alright, cool, it's this, that, you got certain
Diet,
deficiencies.
your lifestyle.
Yeah, take this pill, and then by the time they're ready to have children, I remember there was one chick I knew from a few years back. She was like 34, she couldn't have a period anymore. Because after she came off of all of that stuff,
Menopause just crept in there.
yeah, early 34, couldn't have a period anymore.
That's that stress-free.
Oh man.
Yeah, we going again?
You know what?
You fucking savage. Fucking savage, man.
Like, she's in tears.
Hey,
Like,
hey, don't let these men see that, yeah.
She's buried?
Again! That's pissed, man. You know that one with the turkey teeth, man? He gonna be shutting down the phone. You fucking guys.
Yeah.
Trying to do it twice.
Yeah. But then it came out even a clothes. Right, they did an experiment where they put like the lycra jegging, you know, the running shorts. They put that on dogs, and basically the dogs became unfertile.
Yeah. It won't be long till the solution to it would be Esau saying we're just gonna start cloning people, which I could see that's already that's already gonna be the next thing where they're gonna start cloning. But the first thing they're gonna clone is dead celebrities.
Yeah. So that apparently on a
I can already see dead athletes, because you know the problem we're having now is, bro, we're having a shortage of these athletes here. No, I won't be surprised if they start cloning Michael Jordan, bro.
Well, there's one guy who's saying that they think they cloned AJ because he knew back in the day.
That guy was fucked out, man.
He said when he spoke to him, he said, "Don't you remember me?"
Bro,
He started glitching and all that.
bro, AJ didn't remember you because you're not that important. That shit was funny as hell. That was embarrassing, bro. Oh yeah, but then even did you watch the full clip? Because even in the clip, yeah, that flipping even Sway said. But to be fair, I kind of did that. When I met you, you were telling me stories, and I never remembered you, and I just went along with it because I just didn't lie.
He's a mad conspiracist.
That's a good story. But yeah, no, it won't be long till they'll start cloning, like they'll try and bring back Marlon Brando or something like that. Oh, because the sons of these celebrities and athletes are shit anyway. So you might as well start cloning them. I don't mind. Hey, listen, we need R9, Brad, with fresh fair knees. That's what we do need, man.
CRISPR, getting good knees.
Yeah, hey, clone R9, Brazil need it, bro. 15 years from now, we're good. Nah, but that'll be the next thing. That's the solution to the problem, is they'll just start cloning, but select individuals.
But it's like I said before, like, because Esau's thing is about control. He wants to control everything that you do in your life, right? Whether you're children or you don't. And the only way you really be able to do that is if everybody's infertile, children, men type of situation, and you have to go to the lab to get your child. And he controls the lab, right? He controls all the things that go on in it. So cloning and eggs, freezing eggs and sperm and shit. Right. He's gonna have, the monopoly on that.
They don't clone Michael Jackson. I'm telling you. That's probably why they released that fucking movie. Next thing you know, they got nephew. His family has given written permission that we can use his DNA.
A man's doing rituals to bring back the soul. Back to the body.
He's actually going
Such a bucky, isn't it?
You
come back with a thriller, really.
They're gonna make two. And then put them on Mystics boxing or some shit.
Oh man. Let me grab this. It's Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, that's right. That's why everything's messed up, man. Everything's messed up. Like nothing ain't the way it's supposed to be. Like the truth is, having children right now, it's not even just the stress of the money of having a child. It's everything else that comes with it. It's the other children, like the bullying, the interactions. Like everything's working against you, man. It's not normal, especially in the West. I don't know what it's like if you're in somewhere in the jungle somewhere, but especially in the West here, there's no one that really has good stories about trying to raise children in this society.
I say, imagine trying to raise your children now, like with these bacon heads, you know, in uproar right now. It's like, why would you want that situation? You know?
Like you guys getting called a nigger and shit. It's like, what the hell, like?
The kids got mental health. Oh, most of these kids have got mental health problems, man. And they're getting hall passes to leave the class because of their mental health. It's mad. Got depression, committing suicide.
Yeah, you got children committing suicide. That's crazy. That's crazy. We had sticks. We were having fun, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Imagination.
Exactly. A football, creative football. You don't even need goal.
But some schools ban football now because it's too dangerous.
What?
In the playgrounds.
And they want to win the World Cup.
Well, I remember back in junior school, we had to play with the foam balls, man. You know, play football with them, like, it's like,
Wow.
yeah.
I remember in Ghana, the electricity go off, you just gotta figure it out. Man. Just figure it out. Bro. It'll be days as well, like 2 days, no lights.
Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are ruling, the people mourn.
Yeah, right now the wicked are ruling and the people have been ruling under these leaders, man. But all they do is just they keep switching up the leaders and playing the show game. That's all it is. Constantly playing the politics is the show game. Once you hate this leader, then they bring in another charismatic leader that promises you the world, and then they come in, and then within time, you're pissed off with them, and then you just keep going round and round from left to right, right to left, centre left, and then it's all the same stuff, and they're doing it again. These men think now if they vote for reform and that, it's gonna turn their life around.
Nigel Farage is gonna
He's a savior. Just like they fought Trump. Trump is the biggest example of that. And a lot of the men that voted for him are directly being harmed by his policies, man. Like the farmers and all that.
And he switched up on everyone.
He switched up.
He said it straight, I don't care about the American people.
I don't care about the financial situation.
And of course he don't, because he's not there to serve and look after the people. He's not a shepherd to the people. Not in that way anyway. He's a wolf over the people. Do you know what I mean? And they're only there to oppress. And especially if you're an Israelite, you shouldn't be voting, because the curses say you should only be oppressed. No one is going to be put into any position of authority that's there to do anything but to oppress you. That's what they're there to do, to keep you down, right? Jake ain't doing well anywhere. And yeah, there's a few Jake that, millionaire Jakes and all that kind of stuff, but on the whole, Jake don't do well. And then you got American Jake, or you go on Twitter and you got American Jakes trying to style on UK Jakes, and I'm like, what do you really think you are, man? Bro, there's no styling on any Jake anywhere, wherever they are. Ain't really got nothing to be hollering and hooling about. Man are cooked. In the UK, Jake is cooked.
You got man stunning and then they end up in all kinds of...
Just because you got a few rappers and a few footballers, but the most of Jake, like, economically, we actually go downhill quicker than anyone else. We're catching more hell than these Edomites are, and they're protesting. Jake is the last hired and first fired. We ain't got no real wealth or not much house ownership, investments and all these different things.
I want to talk about balling. Look at my man Mayweather, man. He came out, I'm the richest man and all this. And now he's in all kind of lawsuits and debt. He's done.
And that's their God.
And he trusts in them, his Israelis, the big Israelis. Those his right-hand men.
So who we gonna vote for? Nah, we could only be for Yahweh Shai, because if these Edomites are getting into power and their own people are complaining that you ain't done nothing for them. Has Trump brought back the jobs for all these men that thought Trump was going to bring back the jobs? Trump ain't brought back the jobs. These men, the jobs they want, listen, the jobs that these Edomites want is the job their dad had. Their dad walked into a factory and got a job that was able to provide for him, his wife, and the kids with the Labrador, the white picket fence, 2 cars,
3-bedroom house.
Summer holiday, right, for life. It was a job for life, with a 401k and a pension that man retired, and now they're doing Caribbean cruises. That's the job they're talking. They're not talking about Starbucks job. Oh, I want a job. No, the job they were talking about was a job that afforded you to live a very comfortable life. And not the job that you got to work 60, 80 hours for, and you ain't getting nowhere. Just about.
But who's put up the property prices? Who put up the property prices? Because it was like the elders going into before, you didn't need to have that. What was it? It was literally like five times your salary, and then you would have paid off your house.
3 or 4 before.
Yeah, and then you would have paid off your house.
You'd be a postman and can't buy a house.
You know, and buy a house. But now basically the average earner in London cannot buy a property.
Oh hell.
In fact, I think when you're getting into top single digit percent, that's only when you could strictly.
Like basically, the average salary in London is like 40 grand.
Yeah, but the average house, and the average flat and house is like 500-600. Average house
And the
is
shared
750.
ownership scam.
Yeah,
Cooked a lot of man and all that.
They're selling flats for $250,000.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna have 2-bedroom flat for $250,000? One bathroom.
How is this considered affordable housing? Affordable housing is something in the brackets of the realm of the average person. You know, but they
Well, it's very simple. They should have been, the government should have been putting, instead of money being put into all of the other bullshit schemes that they're doing for their own purpose of oppression, money should have been put into providing cheap and affordable housing. But they never did that. Just like before, where when they originally bought all these council places, they would just go to random places and build new things. They stopped doing that. In fact, they did the whole scheme where they allowed people to buy their council place, and they never replaced the council places. So like I said, like Trump hasn't saved the people who voted for him because they needed salvation. Nothing he's done to save them, because no factories have come back to give them these magical factory jobs on the line now, where they can do that for their family. Uber, they got to deliver routes.
Even on the FTSE, like they've got 4 tech companies that's like 40% of the stock market. Like, and then without them, like I think it's like Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, and then there's another one.
Those tech companies are hiding the fact that the American economy is in the shit. Because
I think you take those out.
Four companies out.
In decline.
Do you know what it's like? It's like when you talk about women's football. Oh yeah, but viewership's gone up. Take out Arsenal, 17% down. Arsenal women.
Well, the women are better than the men. So. They won a Champions League.
Ecclesiasticus 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Right, yeah, these Edomites have destroyed their own people, man. They've destroyed their own people by design. Like these Edomites all over the UK, they moved out all the industry.
And then it's made a tertiary economy. Correct? I'm not gonna check with the resident finance. But it's like, they made England a tertiary economy, right? But then it's just like, when you start looking at the things that we need in this country, we can't build anymore, right? Well, when I'm looking at the history of the railways, like for instance, the fact that Waterloo and Waterloo East are near each other, they will never do that now, right? But back then, when England had industry, it was like, bro, we can build, we'll build, right?
Yeah, but they don't want to.
They don't want to build.
You've got a situation where they could just open up the coal mines and provide cheap energy for the people. Yeah, but they don't want to do that.
And energy prices as well.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. They don't care about these people all over Europe, man, France, Germany. The average Edomite, their lifestyles are going downhill. That's why they're so angry. But if their lifestyle's going hill, ours ain't going uphill. It's not like they're the Edomite, and which is where the Edomites see it. They think they're going down. Like Jake is going up. No, Jake is going down too. Everyone's going down.
We all hurt.
We all hurt.
Going up.
The only one's going up is Elon and his brethren, like that you worship. This is insane.
I got a quick one on this on that. Isaiah 24:4 says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants
Yes, they're
thereof."
hurt. And these first worlders, man, they were so proud to be first worlders, man. But now, being in the first world is losing its savor to a lot of them. You know, they feeling like, oh man, this being a first worlder ain't all this cracked up to be. And that's why they're upsetting on the internet talking about Aryan birthright and all this crap. Because you're just a broke brer living in Newcastle, bro. On universal credit, bro.
Ain't even there shit.
That's
You're
why.
some dirty flat, bro.
Yeah. That's why a lot of them are running off to Bali now. Like,
Yeah, and Bali's being destroyed as we speak.
Yeah.
Bali's going downhill, and they all over there to snort cocaine.
But that's the joke thing, man. You got these guys moving to Dubai and shit, right? And they're cussing out these Muslims right now, but they're praising how good the Muslim city is and that kind of stuff, their laws and that kind of stuff. And you're going there and making the place look dirty.
Well, you know, it's
You know what I
an
mean?
insight as well, because one guy I work with, Jake, you know, he's in that road, you know, he's on world and he's he's a step away from the road and all that. And he told me like,
He's a peripheral road.
He's on the curb, isn't it?
he's one foot in, one foot out kind of thing. So he's telling me the new thing is basically everyone's going Bali and going to Dubai and bringing, you know, packs of paraphernalia over there. And they're saying they're making like about 20 grand a go or like 100 grand.
Not everyone's
End up
getting
in the
free
Dubai
now.
prison.
And it works a couple times and then boom.
But not everyone's getting free because
There
they
you
got
go.
my man Big Tobes, isn't it?
Yeah, but he probably done it because he's been out there for a long time. So, you know, these are the little things where people are finding, I can find
Little
my
gaps in
my little gap.
gap
my
in the
way.
matrix.
But then you get caught, you get in 25 years. There's no exit from, there's no way of escape.
Man are giving them the camel fat.
Oh,
Wow, bread.
30 man to one side.
You know-
Fredo said that 30 man to one side.
You know, even here as well with Elon Musk's company, the IPO, that's SpaceX, they fucked everyone over because all them pension funds invest into like
have to buy a certain percentage.
you have to buy a certain percentage of his company, and it's a loss-making company that has had the biggest IPO in history as well, which is going to burn everyone's money.
Bro, that's the plan. Eventually, all the pensions do have to go because they have to find a reason to get everyone to then have the universal basic income, which is basically going to cover everything. You know what I'm saying? So they have to implode the financial system and all these safety nets because that's people's safety net. A lot of people, if they lose their 401k, bro, they're going to be...
They're gonna commit suicide.
Bro,
That's the end for them. You know?
what we're talking about now?
Yeah, they're gonna break.
Well, that's why they'll offer them they'll say, okay, look, man, I know you're cooked here, but here, the universal basic income, you can get
Credits
that.
on there.
Just take the shit.
Take this chip.
Preset for you.
Your basic needs.
Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his?
What's that called? A thief. That's what Esau is. Because when you take, so everyone has their own inheritance, and now they're saying you got people like Matt Walsh. Well, the Native American Indians wasn't making use of the land.
How you know? Whose business is that?
Yeah, I can't
What
No.
business is that of yours?
How do you know?
If a man owns a piece of land and he chooses to let that land rest, you can't then come and steal the land and say, well, he wasn't doing nothing with it. Whether you're doing something with it or not doesn't affect ownership. That's like I got a car, and it's just sitting in my drive, and I don't drive it, and a man just come and steal it and say, well, he wasn't driving it.
A lot of millionaires do that. Got these cars, bare cars, man, ain't driving them all.
What do you-
It's
but
ridiculous.
he's the same one that will say when these people are squatting in, he shouldn't be allowed to squat in people's houses and take. Why not? Man weren't living there.
You're using it right.
You see how this man a hypocrite?
Well, and then if Jake deals with a Becky, right? It's like, well, y'all weren't using that.
That's what he said. Hey, that's what he says to Moab.
It's like a man is
Drop it in their language as well.
because you ain't stroking it right, bro. It's like you can't just do that.
Bro, that's not how. That's a thief. You're not allowed to steal something.
Covetousness.
But guess what? When you now take that land and you take those resources, you're now enriching yourself from their resources.
Exactly.
So you've enriched yourself with something that is not yours.
Now you got to pay that debt.
So that's what you did all over the world with various resources. You've increased yourself with that which is not his, which is a thief. And like we always go into, when you're a thief, you put yourself into debt immediately because you now owe based upon what you stole. But not only just based upon what you stole, you owe a multiple of what you stole. And then there's something called ill-gotten gains. So if you steal something and then you then make more money off what you steal, you technically owe that too. which is why you Edomites are absolutely cooked. You actually owe more than you can pay back in real physical wealth.
And in the law, when you're in that position and you can't pay,
Slavery.
Slavery.
So slavery is justified, vocab. According to the law, you Edomites,
Which way you cut it?
you have to go into slavery because you technically don't have the wealth or the resources to pay back what you owe because you've stolen too much for too long.
I've got to jump down because
Don't jump, just keep going and we'll get
going.
to that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll get to it. All right. And I taught him. I'll read it again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and I taught him proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, that's the whole situation that's going on over in the Middle East with Gaza and all that. Bibi and them. They're increasing something that's not his. And everyone at first it started off like it was getting retribution for an attack, so-called attack. And then people started to put two and two together and found out it's all like a ruse. It's all a lie.
For the Greater Israel Project.
Yeah, it's all like the stolen, you know, that's what the devil does, he colonizes.
Because even on that, one of the things that they said is Gaza, they ain't making use of the oil fields that's next to it.
How can it? Can it ask for how many years? Like
Since we got there.
nearly 100 years, man.
That's just a small example, even though that's a major thing that's happened on the earth. The whole Strait of Hormuz, Trump put himself in a quagmire because he, you know, that's what these devils do. Put themselves into situations they can't get out of.
Well, really, Israel
By the
put them
big
in a
railings, but
quagmire.
he was gonna do something. Man, you know the devil can't, you know, they neither keepeth at home as the scripture
And they
says.
made billions off the back of that.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit ain't gonna open back up.
Ain't gonna open. They said they had negotiations, peace deal, and now already they're saying Iran said fuck that.
Yeah, they broke
That money is too sweet.
They broke
Yeah,
They're trying to do that.
Iran ain't letting that go,
Yeah, and
man.
they tried to say they was gonna pay them a ransom, whatever ransom.
the
but-
300
Yeah,
billion.
billions.
Well, what it was they were gonna give them. America themselves not gonna pay them no money.
They ain't gonna pay them.
What it was that Iran has a load of their funds that were frozen
Yeah,
because they're dollars that are in the dollar system. So America has the power to freeze dollars. So there's a lot of Iranian dollars frozen in the system, like billions of it. So the thing is, they were saying they were going to unfreeze those dollars, but you would only be able to spend those dollars in American corporations for unsanctioned goods. Which again, so that money would then go to. Remember I sent you the thing. There's certain corporations that money would just go to.
Yeah.
So not the little mom and pop. They wouldn't. No.
Go to Fortune 500.
Some big agro company will get to sell man some soybeans and make the peas off that, and then not pass on any of the profits. So that's that. And then the 300 billion is basically the Middle East. The Middle East. We speak about it all the time. The elder Ariella speak about it. The plan for the Middle East is they'll destroy and then rebuild in the image of the New World Order. That's where you get the. Have you seen the initiative they had for the new Gaza?
Yeah.
It's a smart city with biometric IDs and all that. Yeah, because that's the they call it the new Middle East initiative. So this would just be part of that. After the war.
Yeah.
They rebuild and bring all of them into this new economic zone. So they normalize. The plan is to ultimately normalize the situation with all these Middle East states, bring them into one block as part of the New World Order, and rebuild, but smart cities. Right? That's what that whole 300 billion is really for. The money would come from the Gulf states into Iran to build up the New World Order system, smart cities and things of that nature. You know, it ain't really America giving
there was nothing.
them
Yeah, they
money.
said it was for like repairs, because they put it was like
Repairs,
reparation was
rebuilding the smart cities that you destroyed. You know?
because all infrastructure they took out on their like most of their strikes, like they were doing.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
As well.
No,
But the problem is they ain't gonna get to the point where they get to rebuild nothing. Because this war, they're trying to control it, but it's not going to be controlled because the Spirit of the Lord is going to make it go to somewhere that they don't want it to go. But it's going to go there. Right now, it's very controlled. You see, you know, the markets, when they need the market to go there, they do a little thing there. You can see they're pulling the little strings. But there's going to come a point where it's going to go off. It's going to go off, man. And that's all we're waiting for. That moment where that evil thought comes in, and man just do madness, and then it's just, oh shit.
You can see what Bibi's on, because what he said, that he declared that we're not going to, you know, Because you said it in a group chat. My man's sounding like a fucking
He's a yardie.
level 100 yardie.
Yeah, they're
man.
gonna take that.
His brother.
But they've
Oh,
already
fair.
they've already
Okay,
taken
yeah.
that piece of lead on, and they're probably gonna keep it.
Yeah.
But then again, that's in the ideal world. It might go out of pocket. You know? Go on.
This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yes, and Trump and all these guys, they're controlled. They're not just controlled by the elites, they're controlled by Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh.
Yeah, because there's guys in this war that they can act on their own. It's just that they don't. So the Lord could easily put the spirit of a one commander to just do something mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without his getting and just say, you know what, fuck that, man. We're just gonna, and then the next thing you know, there's, you know, and then it goes out of control. That's how things happen, man.
We have to wait.
In terms of Trump and Bibi and these man, they're puppets. The guys you really need to worry about is the guys on the ground.
They call it the lone wolf.
Them dudes, like that's even how the Iranian military operates themselves.
Yeah. No real
There's no
leader.
central.
It's just-
There's no central.
They got an
So
ideal.
they might just decide to, like, I ain't listening to what this man said. I'm gonna fuck this up. Or same thing with some Israeli general that says, you know what, fuck this, man. I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, a lot of them are like the hardliners.
Yeah, they might just say, fuck that. What do you mean, don't do
They
this?
ain't really trying to fuck with the deal.
Get emotional. There's
Yeah.
Lord put a stubborn spirit on man. A man do something when man was meant to hold back, man does something.
Go with it. Because the reality is, we see them celebrating while bombs are dropping, man. That's a different type of, and they got the mentality of we were the Persians. We had Cyrus, we were fucking up the Greeks. We had the world at our feet.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different type of ideology that's behind it.
But it definitely not open back on that straight. And people gotta realize that. That's why I did a video and I explained it. Is that when you understand the process, right? They've already said they want 500 million people. So if you want 500 million people, you have to have recession. Yeah, recession. You have growth when you have more people. More people bring growth. So if you wanted to increase the world's population, you have to have growth. You have to have increased production. Everything has to increase. If you're already planning that we're going to get rid of such amount of people, 500 million people means that you only need 97. You can reduce the world's working population by 97%, which means you can reduce the production by 97%, which means you can reduce the energy.
Yeah.
So when you see them cutting off the energy, it's just another way of drawing everything back. They're downsizing.
A few months ago, we basically asked the robots, like, if the war was to end today, and it was like, even if it was to end today, I think it's like mid-May or mid-April or whatever, end of April, and it was
So
like
they'll take a
even
couple.
yeah, it said still millions of people are still gonna die at that point back then.
Yeah, and
right?
even now where it's summer as well and it's hot over there, bro.
But
Like,
when winter comes, because that's what they want. So they're not fighting to get this. The stage they are in the system is time to bring it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not in the stage of, oh, we want everything to be cheap so that we can fly off into the stars and everything. No, they want everything to be more expensive. They want scarcity. They want to start winding down on the system. Which is why they're not going to, they want the close. Bro, man closed it and then man said, I'm putting a blockade on the blockade. Like, what part of, we don't want this shit open, don't you understand? And it's never going to be open for, if it is open, they'll let a little bit trickle through. But they want the oil to be reduced because they want energy to be reduced, because they want the production to be reduced, which will lead to famine and scarcity and people struggling to do this and do that, and more businesses shutting them down. They're already saying that actual demand for oil is already dropping, because that's one of the things that happen when the oil price gets too high. Then certain things just become, and they just say, okay, we just don't want to do it no more.
And
They want to go electric.
Which is Agenda 20. If you go into Agenda 2030, it talks about streamlining production, bringing it down, sustainable development. So what are they trying to sustain? 500 million people. Right now you got 8 billion, which means everything has to go down, not up.
And it was, what do you call it? You know, I always reference this documentary, Clarkson's Farms, watching the latest season. Last year, we had a hot summer, right? And basically the crop yield was terrible. And this is when you're watching the show, he basically used the highest end tech to make sure that it was the right amount of fertilizer. You know, not all parts of your patch of land are perfect. So the bits that needed more fertilizer, he used it there less, etc., planted to precision still made a loss, right? Because the weather was so bad last year, because it was just hot. It didn't rain for several weeks. So now I'm watching that now, and I'm just there like, so wait there. So we've had a terrible harvest last year. And then now we've got this issue where at the time, at the time when there was supposed to be a planting, the fertilizer price was too high. So that means if he did it perfectly, that means, and he still made a loss, you would have had other farmers that didn't have access to that kind of technology.
And it made even more of a loss.
And that was the thing as well. He was like, at the end of it, I've still got to give you 70 grand for feed, right? I still need to buy the seeds for next year's harvest, right? So all of that,
So you're gonna have to sell to Big Agro, man.
Big Agro, that's it.
You're gonna have to sell, yeah. But that's exactly what's happening right now. And you got the Super El Nino. They're already predicting the Super El Nino that's happening this year. So yeah, it's cooked, and all of that is gonna lead to people needing to take that chip, because the more you're gonna have these scarcities, the more desperate people and dependent people are gonna be. When these systems they're used to start failing, the new systems are gonna have to be brought online.
That's the whole thing. All that chaos.
And everything's been centralized around AI.
So they don't know. They don't want to save. Oh, he don't want the gas prices to be low. Why do they want that? That means you'll flourish. They don't want the people to flourish. So the gas prices are going to get worse. It's just that they don't want it to go to 100 now. So they
manage it.
It's a managed decline. So I predict, you know, the speaker's a man here, but it's going to start getting spooky about October. When it starts going in October is when it's going to start getting spooky. Especially in Europe, because the gas prices.
I got a quick reset. Just a very quick one. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah, these men are wicked. They're not in the business of looking after the people. They would never have done this war if they care about the people. They would never have done this. And even the funny thing is, you get people, they'll come out. Man came out and said, "What? Did you know that the Strait of Hormuz would have been closed? Like, why didn't you know?" And they're making a whole debate on the TV, like, why didn't they know? They fucking knew. You get into your brain is that this was the purpose. You know, obviously they make money in there, but they wanted that strait closed for exactly the thing what's happening now. And the oil companies are fine with it, because they're still gonna make their bread. They just put the price up.
BP. 3 times the profits, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But it puts more constraint on the people and production.
If I could say it's gone, that's because these people, when they ask these common men, when they're asking these questions, they don't understand the greater agenda. That's why it's beautiful to have this understanding that we have. Because you can say, yeah, no, they wanted it closed. But why would they want to destroy the economy? Because they want to destroy the economy.
It consolidates everything, because just with COVID, once the costs go up of production, it favors the big companies because they can absorb the costs, whereas the little companies can't absorb the costs. The same thing with the tariffs. So the tariffs was destroying them, and the C-19 was destroying them. Now you're going to have higher gas prices and other resources that oil provides. Because remember, you got the helium, they're going to have a helium shortage as well. You got the aluminium shortages. There's so many shortages that come from this. And don't think they're not going to close the upper strait too. Eventually that's going to be closed as well. They're blowing up refineries. Why were they blowing up refineries?
Like multiple countries' refineries as well. Wasn't even just Iran.
This is an agenda. It's like, it's time to wind down. You control energy, you control production. It's time to put the production down. You don't worry about the data centers, because they're still going to, whatever energy's there, they'll still prioritize that. That's not a problem. It's you that's going to have to deal with the rolling blackouts and the high prices.
You know, in the Middle East as well, they're expecting a humanitarian crisis by summer, because like in Lebanon, Gaza, Syria as well, you got like over 70 million people already in a humanitarian crisis required.
Fuck them, they'll just have to die.
They're going to die.
Or they'll come here.
No, but that's what
Have another Belfast.
Because over them summers over there, it's extreme heat. If you ain't got food, water, then people going running over them borders.
No, as well, I think about a lot of these nations that rely heavily on, in several different sectors, on tourism. And when tourism is going down, a guy like, for instance, some countries where you ain't got like public transport like that, something that's common is a driver, right? So you go there, you hire, the tourists will hire the driver, for like a week or 2 weeks, and then in their currency they're making good money. It's like, you know, for you might be
And then
like
they're spending that money.
they're spending that money, right? But as soon as then, like the tourists ain't coming, that driver's no longer getting any work. The people, the money that's being spent by those people, they're no longer getting.
Bro, you
that.
become Southend.
Yeah.
You just become a bunch of man on chemical meth. Yeah, bro. High. You know what I'm saying? On drugs, because there's no jobs and there's nothing to do.
As I was saying, mentioned Belfast, that was like a breath of fresh air for them. North
And-
Islanders
oh,
up there, but they
Even
were going
America, because of the security things that Trump is doing, a lot of man ain't going to America no more. And the tourism in America's gone way down.
They're all coming over here.
Yeah, they're coming to
My
London.
Americans that are here.
Welcome.
You see, they because you posted it with the the Jake girl when they said about the ban on the under 16s. I didn't even realize she was American until I
she was
watched the full
American,
thing.
I was listening. I was like, what the fuck is in America?
She's in school, like, so a lot of people, and the ones I know that I've seen around, they're all coming
Because
over.
they've put this crazy thing where if you say anything on social media, they could turn you away. A lot of men talk shit on social media, so they can't. I can't. That means we can't go America. But then man would just search up man's social media and be like, "Yo, this man is crazy."
The thing is, it's not even just things that are against America; it's things that are against Israel. As well.
Oh yeah. So that's most of the world.
They arrested my man because striking, innit? UFC. They arrested him after when he was there with the UFC because he said something against Israel. So they arrested him because Trump was supposed to be there.
But then the thing is, and this is the thing, like about observing and seeing what it is that Esau's doing, because they'll look at that and be like, oh, that's a Trump thing. But in the UK, we've got something similar. Because Kanye wasn't allowed in the UK.
Yeah, he's been banned.
He was banned.
Multiple places in Europe as well.
And then there was another cat as well that was quite anti-Israel, and then they banned him from coming.
But you know it's a smear campaign. Just Kanye, for example, because he done a concert in Turkey.
Yeah,
and there's 128,000 people there. Like that shows you that there's an agenda. This is why they want that control in place. Because the people want him to come, but they don't want him because he goes against the agenda.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Because he's really, let's be real.
But that's what I'm saying. So even that, the tourism thing is a big thing for a lot of people. That's gonna start getting wind down. A lot of countries make their bread and butter of tourism, and then again, what does that bring? Recession. So the recession is the name of the game, and it's already begun. You know what I mean? They've already started it.
Got a quick one. I think it's like, if you look at the economy without like the top few companies, it's going to be like a recession for a matter of years already. So it's very easy to make it happen.
I've got this one. This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?
Yeah, like they don't. It used to be, like I said, I think about 20 years ago, YouTube was just pure New World Order, man. You get me? You know them ones like you just bare man just breaking down a New World Order, and then it's like they just got rid of all them guys, and now you're replaced by these Manosphere guys and the fake old like Candace Owens. And if you notice, there's one word they never use no more, which is New World Order. None of them. The only thing the cute thing to mention now is the Jews. But the New World Order is not really about the Jews. They're just a part of it. They're part of the system of how they're bringing this whole thing about. And if you only just focus on Zionism, you miss the big picture, because this is a global thing that they're putting together. But notice that you'll never hear anyone breaking down, oh yeah, look, it's a new world order that they're trying to put together. It's a global new world order. So most people don't understand it. They don't understand how America could be purposely doing things against its own interests. Like, which is what Trump's doing. Like, that tariffs was stupid, man. The tariffs were dumb. We told you already about the tariffs. There's no need for that. But the purpose of the tariffs was started to reorganize the world into more regional cooperation rather than a global corporation around a hegemon. The multipolar world is what they're trying to create. In order to have the multipolar world, the hegemon has to go down. And that's what Trump's managing. Trump's managing the decline of America into a regional power. right before your eyes, like making America look dumb and stupid and weak.
Yeah, and then there's that character. So then people, yeah, it's because of Trump. It's like, no, that was the plan. You can try to put the camera on Trump, but the plan is they just needed a character that they could just point at as, oh, it's him. So that yeah. But we know it's part of a greater agenda.
But it's not going to work, because ultimately the Lord's going to make them have this world war, and the Yahushua is going to turn up. So they're not going to be able to finalize their plans.
That's what Job.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to do that.
Let me grab that.
But they're working against, he's working against America's interest, man. He's working against the dollar. Everything they've been doing is about destroying the dollar as an actual world reserve currency. They're not trying to save it. They don't care about the dollar, because it's never been about the dollar. They want a new world order system. And the dollar is the old system. The dollar is the old financial system. If you want a new system, you have to destroy the old one. So they make the dollar to be a problem. Even with the sanctions, it puts the dollar as a problem that needs to be rerouted around. But when they're rerouting around the dollar, what are they creating? CBDC systems. You see it there? You see it there, man? The solution to the dollar is what? This new technology, these new systems, which is New World Order system. Order Ahchyam.
Yep. This is Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
It says in the last days they shall be in straits. So like the elders saying, Esau's got his particular plan that he's got, situated. They've been salivating for this new world order. I think this is the year they're going to be celebrating 250 years.
Which is what America was created to produce. Because that's why you got it on the dollar bill. Novus Order Secloria. And it's done a great job. They used America well to steer the world into this vision of a new world order.
Yeah, and that was supposed to put Novus Order Secloria in the Latin means new age of the order. That's what it actually means.
So that means America wasn't created so you could have an American dream. America was created as a pathway to something else. And that's what the average American doesn't understand, because they're not in the know. They're not part of the insiders. The insiders know that America is a means to an end. It's not the end. You know what I mean?
They just saw that as like, when you like your, what's the term? Like a project management.
Yeah.
And they saw America as a project at the end of the managing, and now they're getting to the final task of accomplishing that their vision.
America's getting turned into the villain. The problem, like when you start seeing these guys coming out saying, oh, we were supposed to have a rules-based order, but the American hegemon betrayed that. So they're saying, okay, what was the rules-based order? The UN. What was the UN supposed to be? A one world government. A one world government where you had multinational powers coming together with a supranational government over the top to manage it, and a rules-based order. What did they say? Well, you had America as a hegemon. That's why it didn't work. So what are they telling you? Yeah, we want this one world government, and America is the problem. Yeah. So when they see them start saying those things, there's a reason they're putting it out there into the air, because they're already setting America up to be the fall guy, the scapegoat for how they get this thing in, and that's what they would want. But the Lord's going to use America as an example. So the Lord's going to destroy it, man. He's going to have it where it's going to be completely destroyed. And then Yahushua is turning up anyway. So they're not going to get an opportunity to set up no UN or nothing like that, because they're all going to be underground in caves, serving slavery.
And it ain't going to be no 1,000 years later they're going to rise up and make an attempt.
That nigga. I can't listen to gay niggas. A nigga that deals with strap-ons shouldn't be talking among men. It's true. No, you can't even take a man seriously. You just have to
call him a man.
Come on. If a man's getting a strap-on kit, man can't even talk football with that guy. Oh, my team, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. Man gotta do the Canelo thing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please. This is my night. Please, man. Get the fuck out of here. Are you going to fuck you? Yeah, man. Come on, man. Allah's ass cooked, man. We shouldn't even invoke that guy. He's a homo, man. He's not a priest. Go on.
Satanic guy.
You don't know yours?
This is Isaiah chapter 14 in the GNT, verse 26. This is my plan for the world, and my arm is stretched out to punish the nations. The Lord Almighty.
That was kind of hard, man. This is my plan for the world.
Sound like a poker.
That's it.
The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched forth his arms to punish, and no one can stop him.
That's what's going to happen. So the Lord's using these men, and the chaos they bring is going to punish the people. But they're also going to be destroyed themselves trying to get this thing through because they think they're slick. They think they can actually control the world, but they can't. There's going to come a point where things are going to go not to plan. It's going to go south. It's not happened yet, but it will happen. And in the moment where it goes south, yeah, it's peak for them.
And it's going to happen all of a sudden.
It's going to happen, man. And when Yahweh Shai comes, man, that's definitely all the plans done. Because how can you solicitate for that?
It's what this proves. It's what this proves is what all these systems from ancient time, since man was created, it just doesn't work, man. If you're not with the scriptures, if you don't do what the Lord tells you to do, it's mismanagement, man. It doesn't work. It might work in the meantime, but then after a while, you're going to end up destroying yourself.
Yeah, the Lord wants you to bring out the mark of the beast because it's prophecy. But guess what? You're not going to be able to chip the elect. That's prophecy too. You ain't going to be able to have the elect. You're only going to get so far with your plan, and it's going to seem like a brilliant. Yeah, listen, man, well done. It's going to look good. Cool story, bro. But there's going to come a point where that's where that plan ends, and this is why when you're a man, you have to humble yourself because you can have the best plan, you can have the best tactics, but the Lord could put a spanner in your works from any angle. Because shit could happen that you just didn't expect. Lord could just make a man go crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always could be something that happens that you can't predict, you know, or you can't control. The arrogance of man is that you could be fully in control of your domain. We can't control our domain fully, bro. We're not gods. Not like that. You're still susceptible to the will of the Heavenly Father, no matter what witchcraft you do, no matter what judge you do, it doesn't matter. The Lord can, you know, have that judge start fucking glitching, man, and you're cooked.
Straight up. The soothsayer dropped dead.
You remember that time when that dude had the judge, yeah? I mean, it was Elder Omar that showed, man, and he was kind of like hitting his arm with a fucking. You remember? Remember he's hitting the arm with a machete?
Yeah, and he shot himself.
Nah, he was hitting his arm with a machete because he was working that judge. And then one time he done it, yeah, and he just
Shit, man.
he done it and it just opened his arm up.
You know, it's like, Goku and Vegeta fuse, right? The time runs out, bro. It's like you're just left exposed.
Bro, that shit was funny, man. He had the right judge and he was like, and then he tried to do it again and the shit just went bloop, just opened up. I said, bro, that's the thing about judge.
Put Vaseline on it.
It'll work, but at any moment the Lord could just be like, nip.
That's it.
Yeah? And that's what's going to happen to Esau. Your New World Order plans, they'll work up until the Lord says, yeah, that's enough of that foolishness.
You ain't doing nothing new.
Slavery.
That's what happened in Egypt, man. That's what the prophets of Baal.
They start copying.
They're slicing the wrist. Yeah. Remember the prophets of Baal, man. You know, because for them to do them rituals, it means stuff was working before. You know, the prophets of Baal.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The Lord turned off the switch, man. He pulled the plug out. You know, from Satan. That was because and then it wasn't working no more.
I'll go one as well.
So Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so Esau, I mean, the way he get this kingdom, the way he established, is by blood and by deceit, you know, murdering and stealing. So the Lord is going to change that.
Gangsterism, barbarism, bro. That's how you man got your kingdoms. Barbarism and savagery. In fact, most of the guys that you were sending out there throughout the world were barbarians and savages. Man would hire out thugs. Yeah. and the baser sort to go out like to America and all that. They would get married in the prison because it was risky shit. So it's like, this man ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, come, you're gonna work for me. You're gonna go to the new world and you're gonna work for this guy that I send you with. So man that was going over there weren't no clean cut dudes. These were criminals and cutthroats, man, and rapists and barbarians, man, that they were setting out into the world to terrorize people. That's why they had no problem chopping off people's hands in Congo. Was it Congo? In Congo, because they didn't meet their quota. The man that was chopping off their hands, bro, those were gangsters, bro. That weren't the prim and proper. Them prim and proper guys were still in England just collecting checks. You read about it. That's why even some of them dudes, they tried to act like, oh, okay, it's the first time I'm hearing about it. That's appalling. But they were getting the checks the whole time. They had man down there in the plantation torturing man to death, and as long as they were getting them the money back, they were living good. And then they said, oh, when we found out about the atrocities, yeah, well, you know.
On the Congo thing, there's that famous picture of the Jake where he's in the doorway, right? The lady that took the picture basically was like, yeah, the rest of her body, they ate her.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So these Edomites, they've been gangsters and criminals. Australia, who did they send to Australia?
Animals.
They sent prisoners. It's well known. They gave them a second chance in life because it's like, it's risky. Because you're going out into, you could die on the way there, or so they'll send you down there to go do this work. So imagine that your contact that you're having with these people is really the worst of them, the low life, cutthroat scum. So no wonder all these atrocities were happening, bro. Man, not only were they out there in another part of the world, but there weren't no law for them. It's like, yo, man,
they became gods.
They became gods over themselves. They could do what they want with the local population. No one cared. This is the reality.
Hey, Spirit, because I was actually, Lord willing, you know, I'm gonna do a video on it this week. There was a lynching of a lady called Mary Turner, right? And she basically, this was 1918. She criticized her husband being lynched, innit? At the time, and basically she actually said, you know what I mean, I'm gonna get a lawyer and go to court and sue, right? And you know what happened? She was heavily pregnant. Bro, they cut her baby's stomach open and stamped in the fetus's head, bro. So she actually tried to get justice. Like, yo, you lynched my husband. I'm gonna do the civilized thing and sue. They was like, yeah, alright.
Watch this.
They ripped the baby out and stamped on the baby's head.
Lewd fellows. Right? This is the thing. A lot of them guys that were going, like they seen the movie The Revenant. Bro, if you're the son of a lord in England, you ain't getting on no boat and going to fucking Canada to traipse through the fucking shit and guts, to get some damn screw bump. No, you might fund, man. Yo, hold this. Hold these pounds. Whatever you do over there, you owe me. But you know what they call it, the Dragon's Den. So the upper class Edomites that were here in the UK, the prim and proper etiquette guys, they were funding it. But the man them that was actually going out there was your low level, Them man weren't speaking proper English on them boats. It's like
that's
them
guys. That's
guys.
why the English in all those countries, the grammar is atrocious.
The low life, and they brought with them gambling and alcoholism and all these different things because that's what they were doing and they were into. So when they try and give you this image of these higher noble Edomites that were just some of them did jump on boats, but that wasn't the crew. The crew were all cutthroats and pirate type dudes that were looking to make their way in the world and they didn't care. They was like, oh, if I can make myself rich. I don't care who I kill, rape, or you know what I mean? I'm trying to get mine. They were the original niggas. I'm gonna get what's mine.
Bro, them like the OR guys wasn't. Those OR guys went on the ships, bro. Like they were, you know. They was just charging it, but when I believe it was the University of Lancaster or Leeds, they they did it like they actually went into the history of a slave who got chopped up and served to other slaves with a side of rice. Yeah, this is actually a study. They actually put this out. It's not a myth. Like you know how these Edomites try to ask a myth. No, there's actually they did a course on this in uni.
That's a double entendre.
Bro, you know, like yeah.
Course itself,
Yeah. But it's crazy. Look, they actually mentioned that the ship captain and ship members, the Jake, they took his heart and ate it raw.
Yeah,
Like,
Esau would do that.
and like intestines and shit.
Esau would do that.
And
Intestines?
yeah. And they chopped him up, man.
Shit in there, bro.
Yeah.
But you gotta be a lewd fellow,
Yeah.
a low life to do this kind of activity.
But Shah, is it cool to read
So, one second. So when you see them trying to blame, it was the elite. Yeah, your elite's a piece of shit. But you lower class Edomites was the mans that the elites had out there doing the you're the henchmen. Yeah.
But the elites never put themselves in danger. Right? They sacrifice babies, easy prey. You know what I mean? That's what they deal with. They ain't gonna go out there on some harsh voyage and encounter some tribal nations and fight them. They ain't gonna do all of that. They gonna send you, like they send man to war. Same thing. They send those guys to war to die for their agenda.
Even when you have Salaki, I know you got a point, but even when you look into the Mexico, right? You had the Mexico independence. You had the noblemen in Spain. They were like, bro, I'm from Spain. They send fucking agents over there. These agents went over there and started smelling themselves because they built themselves up. You know, they subjugated the local population, and now they're making money. But they're like, why the fuck are we sending money back here to these motherfuckers?
Let's keep it.
And then they started smelling themselves, and now they wanted more autonomy. These guys weren't the guys. They weren't originally noblemen.
They weren't loyal, that's for sure.
Some of these men became noble in Mexico because they had a position there. Because really, it's rare that a noble is going to actually leave his residence where he's already a noble and go somewhere else. Nah, that's risky, bro. What am I doing that for? I send one of my agents to go do that. I just put up the bread. I fund the escapade. So you see all these you ever watch these like Sherlock Holmes? And Sherlock Holmes, you watch it, you're like, raw, man's got this manor, this big manor, and it looks like their man are not doing anything. They got time to study and do all this shit. Yeah, because they're making money by putting up money.
Yeah,
them man, you know,
they don't have to do nothing.
It's rare. Some of them might go visit where they're going, but they're coming back. Because my home is Lord Manor in here. They'd have people in that place managing their business for him, and they send back the gold.
It's no different from what's going on today.
Exactly.
With, what do you call them? Hedge.
The BlackRock and all that stuff. Yeah.
Hedge companies and all that, where you throw your money in, they give it back
and
to you.
then the lower level dudes, they go do the killing and the assassinations and get the job done. And you get to act like you didn't know. So that's why a lot of the nobility when the news of how vile these motherfuckers were in the Caribbean, they were like, oh shit, like, bro, you know, this is what they're doing? Because that man went over there and went even more insane than anything these man here could think of. Because like you said, when they were over there, there was no one to be telling them no. There was no one to judge them. You can't judge me. The man become like, what's it, Thistlewood?
Yeah, Thomas Thistlewood.
Thistlewood just become a mad guy.
He
Like
had
that, you know?
14,000 pages on how to torture Jake. And then from there is where you get Derby Dose, where they stuff the mouth with shit, man. You know? Or remember, they would give you the whippings, and then they'll get the lime and chili. Put it in your back.
Honey as well.
It's like in their minds, it's like, here I am God. You know? Here I am God. And then power tripping.
And then when it became too known, that's when them man acted like, oh, they were shocked. Just like with the third world sweatshops. Them man are happy for man to set the sweatshop and all that, and they're over here funding it and making the money. Then when it comes out public, oh, I didn't know that was happening. Whatever, bro.
And plausible deniability. They need a wall of scientific.
But you were getting that bread though.
Well, even the pedophilia, of course, we know it's an international network with elites and that, but local single Edomites go to Vietnam and Congo and pay pay the kid's parent.
Saw a video,
Freak
man.
up.
Some fucking Edomite
Ecuador.
In Brazil.
doing something with a boy.
The
I
balcony.
couldn't make it out, but
The
the way,
balcony.
the way everyone
got
was
off.
shouting.
Well, they're trying to cap
got off.
now.
He
so
got
that
off
he
with
was-
no
wanna know.
charges.
They're
Don't
trying to
tell me
cap.
no
No,
more,
they're
man.
capping, saying that actually the child was choking,
Yeah.
and he was trying to do the Heimlich
Bro,
maneuver
he
or
got off
something.
no charges.
Yeah. They run some cap on
That's
it.
what it is.
They
It's
said
all-
there
it's
wasn't
all-
any evidence. It's charges.
But it's like, it's even with the guy, what was it? The one, the worst paedophile, the way he was going there, he was filming the kids for Time.
Oh, the one on
One
BBC
was-
Three?
Yeah, on BBC.
That
Yeah, we
one,
watched
yeah.
the doc. Yeah,
That
for him,
Christian.
he said it was
By
like
the
the
way.
churches. Yeah, the churches were hooking it up.
Yeah.
The village leaders were hooking up. Everyone was involved.
Yeah.
Because they just know, and it's like, well, they know they're known for it. Like, well, fuck it.
He's
It's
time
like
to
that little
shine,
kid ain't
innit?
gonna do shit. Might as well make a buck off it. And it's just
Just
like
like
they're
the
doing a
Epstein
madness.
thing, that everyone come out, as soon as the news broke, everyone's saying, I don't know, I'm not affiliated, but they...
I'm not involved.
I never knew, I went to the island.
I left
early.
I left when the sun was up. Man, shut the fuck up.
When I fell asleep.
No, but they did.
I woke
The
up,
nobility
my
in
dick was in
Britain
my mouth. I
tried
don't
to
know what happened.
they tried to distance themselves from the atrocities that were happening, but that they were funding and making the money from. Man. But that's why you can't. Like I said, you can't. These lower level Edomites are dangerous, and even now they're the ones being used against that are going to the protest. Those are the dudes they were sending. It's the same guys. Like, who am I? You see them coming off that bus with no teeth.
Who's that Manchester guy that spoke recently in the news about immigrants and shit?
Manchester.
Yeah, the one who owns your club.
Oh, Ratcliffe.
Yeah, Ratcliffe. Right, you will hear him talk now and again, right? But you ain't gonna see him at no fucking march.
No, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he'll fund it, right? You gonna see him at the march.
But he kicked out the dinner ladies, man. You know what I mean? Scum. But anyway, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay, go on. Now. Yeah, so like I said, the gangsterism, how Esau built his kingdom was off basically no different than when you see these ruthless, like, niggas come through ends and just start taking man out to that's their corner. It's the same vibration. They didn't come on the Marlow, yeah, they were just Marlow in it. And anyone that got in the way, including of their own people, because there was lots of killing that would happen between competitors back then. Right, that's why they call it the Wild Wild West, because man's will find like a good little hit on some gold, and you had to defend yourself from other Edomites that might come and wipe out your whole town and blame it on Indians. And that used to happen. Man would just come and wipe out your whole town and then plant some feathers and say, oh yeah, the Indians came. Nah, blood, they just wiped out your town, innit? They ain't no CCTV.
See, that's where they did it. They had a what do you call that thing? Powwow. Yeah. Killed. You knew. You read my mind. They had a powwow. See, it was Indians.
Yeah, they were
What the
killing
fuck?
each other because
Like a
it was so
feather.
lucrative.
So a few footprints, like that's it. Like.
Yeah, because for them, man, you could go from being nothing to something by going to the new world. Yeah, it was like a come up. It's no different than in the drug game.
But that's the best investment, bro.
You know?
Startup companies.
And if you were ruthless enough, and you killed enough people,
Gain your reputation.
That's why you had all them, like the Wild West. You had they'll go to the prison system. They want to get them out. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance. What Django was even on the movie. I'm sure it plays off the same thing, you know, the blueprint of what was going on back then.
You saw how
get
grimy
someone
them
at,
Edomites look.
Yeah.
Hung that D'Artagnan and all that.
Yeah.
Grimy ass, old, dirty,
Yeah.
stinking Edomites.
They'll
all
do
in the
anything.
yard.
Yeah.
Dirty sink, all shouting like bath.
yeah, then you become somebody, and then your kids can now go private school.
Anyone
And,
could
you know,
call it
yeah.
economic migrants.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. What was it? They said that in Game of Thrones, innit? One guy was bunning one guy out, so you're looking down on me like your family didn't start like me. You're a lord because your dad was a lord, but your original guy that started your family became rich by doing what I'm doing, being a cutthroat and being killing. No, I think it was the other one.
Oh, the one that
that was the sword for
Tyrion?
hire.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, you guys are looking down on me because you're all prim and proper, forgetting that it was someone like me was your great-great-grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Herodian line.
Yeah, I think it was Bron.
And
Bron,
it's true. There's a lot of Edomites that's got money now in their family, and they're acting like, oh, I'm better than that Negro that does that, you know, crime and all. But your great granddaddy was moving weight, fam.
Even as recent as like the
Chopping
80s, there's
people up.
certain people, certain families that are around in the East End or South London, whatever, their children, you wouldn't even know where they come from. Yeah. Your dad's a drug lord, extortionist, you know, a fucking hitman. Like that's what he is. He made money and he made away.
It's convenient Esau wants to, like, you know, outlaw slavery and all these different types of things after he's done it and made himself great. No one else can do it now. So there's no way other people can do the same thing he's done and get a come up. You've got to find some different fucking way until he decides to attack that.
Look, the East India Company was just gangsters.
That was real bad. Niggas had famines and shit.
Back up that point.
And at one point, the robber barons were just monopolies. Now, how do you think those monopolies were enforced? They were enforced because if you tried to come around and do some madness, bro, you were gone. I was like, hold on, brother, I got the bacon monopoly around here. No, but and you know how much rich, bro, something as simple as having the monopoly on pork being imported here.
Mafia. Mafia in the early, when they went over to the Americas, that's what it was about. Why were they going around the neighborhood saying, like, you need to, you know, you got to kick up?
Because they were doing what these men were doing, but it's a small scale. But they'll highlight that and not realize that all your big, rich American families, that's how they got their start.
1 point Forbes, Forbes. John Murray Forbes and Robert Bennett Forbes made their fortunes in the China opium trade, later redirecting this capital into the emerging U.S. railroad industry. So Forbes next,
and you know there's a bunch of spookiness with them railroads.
Even that.
With demonic as well, bro.
You know, it's like Jake, we're gonna sell crack on the streets or whatever, right? They're not gonna go legit afterwards.
Well,
I'm gonna go to railroads. Yeah, that's legit.
So really, you know what? All the niggas. Hey, look, man, just contact Forbes and say I'm trying to be on that list. Why not?
Yo, hook me up.
Hook me up, bro.
You're gonna say Chicago told me.
Yeah. And guess what? I'll back it up with it.
But you see, look, what we're pointing out is that this is the root of Esau's a lot of evil, man. A lot of barbarism and uncivilized behavior that now they can brush under the rug and act like, oh, we're better than, or we're civilized. Like, no, your kingdom really got going not through civilized behavior, but through barbarism. Gunboat diplomacy, making people sign deals with fucking cannons trained on their ports.
I must read
You better sign this deal.
They're
still doing gunboat.
Sign the deal.
Can I read this quickly?
You better sign the deal.
You said about civilized. First Maccabees 1:7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And they were generals before, they weren't no nobility.
And the only reason why they could have done it is because they controlled the army.
Yeah.
Because without army, you can't control them.
Yeah.
So these men were able to do that because they had armies with them. Yeah.
So did their sons after them many years, and it's the point. And evils were multiplied in the earth. But they said they would. When you go to any teacher now in this modern day history, they'll say civilization started with the Greeks. Yeah. You guys were not civil, man.
The cornerstone of your kingdom is wickedness, man.
But that's the spirit, because this week we did the video. Esau is a YN. Like you know, like now you know the stereotype of a YN. He's brash, he's rash, he's emotional.
No impulse control.
No impulse control. He's a YN. You know what? Really? Like you know the niggas with the mask. It's called a shiesty. Yeah. Esau's the shiesty YN. Just give them more shiesties, man. You know, because that's what they've been doing.
Even the artificial idumia, it says many of America's richest dynasties built their initial fortunes through activities that were illegal, predatory, or deeply corrupt. While these families later whitewashed their reputations through philanthropy and legitimate corporate structures, their origins are tied to bootlegging, violent monopolies, and white-collar financial crimes.
Hey, bro, in the famous great words of Jay-Z, what did he say? Right? Take your drug money and buy the neighborhood. And that's how you rinse it. That's it. That's what they did, bro.
So they were just trying to copy Esau. Esau done the same thing, and Jake's just trying to do the same thing, right?
It says here, man, in the era of prohibition, 1920 to 1933, created a multi-billion-dollar black market for alcohol, serving as a launch pad for several elite American fortunes. It says the Bronfman family, while based in Canada, the family amassed immense wealth by smuggling massive quantities of illegal alcohol across the border into the United States. They later modernized the operation into Seagram, one of the world's largest legitimate distilling empires. And they get to walk around now looking down on everyone else. Criminals, bro. You know?
Well, even that,
the Kennedy family. Because they think they're flipping, he was doing,
yeah, they're fucking,
so they're wicked as hell.
Well, bro, even
Clintons as well.
Even, you know, that whiskey, Jameson, Spirit, I'm gonna do a video on that as well. That guy with the whole whiskey, Jameson, and that whole brand, yeah, that nigga was a diva. You know what he did? He had a fetish to see people cannibalized, yeah? Do you know what he did? He actually went to Congo and bought a young Congolese girl, about 6 years old, for a handful, like handkerchief. You know what he did? He paid a tribe to eat her, and whilst he's eating her, he actually painted it like on a...
Wait, hold on.
Like
He
an
painted a tribe. He painted
a woman getting eaten
He
by
painted it. He bought a girl for 6 handkerchiefs, and then he went to a tribe in Congo, right? That eat, was eating people.
Some wild niggas.
Oh, it was a regular thing.
Yeah, it was a regular thing. So
I don't want to give Esau that much juice, but I hear it though.
Yeah,
because they're trying to. I'm just saying it's a regular, like all Congolese niggas. They were eating nigga, like side of Congolese.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But then he paid the tribe to watch them eat a child, and he painted it.
That's crazy.
And basically, when it came out later, they were trying to say, "Oh, nah, that's just a false story." And the guys with him on the trip was like, "No, nigga, that you did that. You've been wanting to do that. You had a thing for it."
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but that don't
Jameson,
make that shows you these elite families. They're always in
merciless
there.
murderers.
They're thick people, man. So that's why, bro, the scripture, bro. Read the scripture again. That's why when you hear about them, how they managed to amass them or build themselves in the world. Under the system of white supremacy, they want to clean it all up and make it look like it was all above board and justice and fairness. Oh, and we were just spreading roads and building roads. No, it was a lot of cutthroatism, a lot of gangsterism, even within amongst each other. They would kill each other for these opportunities, man. So how much more say the natives? Bullying, brutality, right? That's how the Native American Indians got wiped out, man. Mercilessly.
Yeah.
And then they justified it through false flags, And another thing, because you mentioned what you were mentioning just now, a lot of the records of the behavior of certain of the African tribes were records that were being done by people that were pro-slavery.
Yeah.
So there's an argument that they were making that we're actually saving these people.
Yeah.
So then they would just make up some wild shit like, these men are doing this crazy shit, so that then
it justifies.
It's better off us taking these slaves and them living there.
I just gotta say one point, because there was one guy I was working with, one Nige guy, and he told me he was tapped when he was young. He got like gassed up on that pro-black or pro-African, Pan-Africanism type of thing, and he went to fight in Liberia. So he said when he was down there, I forgot how he got to it. He said there was a town a couple miles away that they were cannibalists, and he said he saw first with his own eyes, he saw a guy getting heart taken out his body and eaten.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this is a point that yes, that does happen.
Yeah.
But it ain't like the way he told me. He said, after that I tapped out. So it ain't a normal, like it's not normal.
No, but what the
people that
stories
do
they were making
judge
it
and
look,
that type of
they were
stuff.
making it look like this was just the way of. But the same thing they did to the Tainos and the Arawak. They're all cannibals. That was to justify it.
But Esau's a cannibal.
Yeah, but
when they came, they was digging up the graves. They were hungry.
Because and then that is.
They eat great, man.
They were eating dick.
Trying to get
Where's the type of grape?
But because they wouldn't have survived that first. I mean, that was the reason that they gave. But it's like when you actually look at the bones that were discovered in that, was it Jamestown? it had basically cuttings consistent with cannibalism, because of course a skull isn't supposed to have knife marks on it. So
Yo, why are you eating a man's skull for? Like, if you go and eat someone, you know, why are you eating their head? Man? That's crazy.
The membrane and all that.
That shit looking at you.
That is crazy.
Nigga there looking up at you, like,
cheek and shit.
cutting man's nose.
Trying to pick out that beard hair.
No, it's kind of gay still. Eating a man's gay, man.
Extreme pause.
Yeah, man, that's too intimate, man. That's crazy, man.
Bro, there's a lot of things you can eat. You don't need to eat a human.
Hella righteous meats, man.
Just kill
Hella
yourself.
righteous
Charge
meat.
it. If you're that hungry, just kill yourself.
Crazy.
But maybe they didn't belong there in the first place.
Yeah, that's real. That's a judgment.
Maybe you should have only been visiting
Yeah.
instead of trying to stay there, man. But now you're Mr. Anti-immigration. It don't make sense.
And you shouldn't have killed the natives, because they would have showed you how to live in a place. You jumped the gun. You thought, yeah, fuck them. We'll get, you know.
Take the resources.
Yeah, because you wanted the land of the you just wanted the land of the resources. You didn't care about being a humanitarian, and you never was, and that's why you're gonna have to pay for that. You know those crimes. You still got the scripture there.
I'll go a quick one. One verse. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Shame for glory. Shame for glory.
Yeah, it should be a shame. You trying to? That's why I'm trying to. I want to hear it on Twitter, trying to whitewash history. Oh, you know, make it look like you people didn't commit no crimes. Crime is just the third world, bro.
Matt Walsh is always saying that.
Matt Walsh, bro.
Usual,
Bro, we're not saying people have always been wicked everywhere. We're not gonna start romanticizing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man.
Stop the boat.
Bro, people everywhere can be wicked and do some ungodly things. This is a fact here. But what we're not gonna pretend is that you were just this beacon of enlightenment that's went out into the world and we're just spreading righteousness. No, you were doing brutalities.
But they didn't have wheels, Ark. We wanted to bring them wheels.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
They didn't have dildos.
Written languages.
You're a demon, man. You're a demon. You always I hate to hear the man talk about London being nostalgia. Bro, London's been full of crime since it was called Londonium.
Crazy.
What are you talking about? Oh, see, the blacks come and then the crime, and back in the day, bro. Back in the day when, bro? Back in the day, bro, there was Jack the Ripper, bro. Can you tell me back in which day?
The whole Man and Two Swords.
Bro,
they got a whole thing from ancient time for them.
What are you talking? There's always been bodies floating down the Thames, man. Cutthroat. And then they'll watch a movie. This is what I hate about you fucking Baconites. You watch Peaky Blinders,
That's
man,
what I was gonna say.
and you're loving it.
Flat cap.
The Peaky Blinders, bro. So you realize that that's talking about white gangsters in Birmingham cutting people to pieces with razors and shooting people and blowing them up. But when them immigrants come, it went downhill.
Where they just got in on the action. That's all that happened.
Oh, but like, what do these Baconites want? Like, if you actually look at what the average bacon, you know that picture in the chat of going from the pig to the man. Like these Baconites, all they want to do is listen to some techno, sniff coke, and just that's it.
Yeah, the packet, man. You guys are the original gangsters, man.
Packet merchants.
Piracy was who? Who were the pirates of the Caribbean?
Exactly.
What are you talking about, man?
Captain Morgan.
What, the Somalis?
Yeah, Somalis.
You made a whole subgenre out of piracism. Captain Hook and them man there. What are you talking about?
Peter
Now,
Pan and them.
Pirates of the
Peter
Caribbean.
Pan and them.
Snatching Pirates of the Caribbean and all that. Blackbeard. Yeah, you was the Blackbeard.
Yeah, man.
You was the original. You had Port Royal in Jamaica.
You're a criminal, man. Pocahontas was kidnapped from America and gang raped, blood, for her whole life by some dusty, nasty Peckerwoods. And the only consolation is you Peckerwoods ain't packing much of a punch. So, but then again, you guys are weirdos because you don't pack punch. You be doing weird shit like bottles and all kind of crazy stuff. You're nasty people. And then you retold the story of Pocahontas, without telling the truth.
Like it was a romance.
Like it was a romance.
That's insane.
When it really was a bunch of dudes splitting the black oak.
She's I believe she's buried out on the just off the Thames somewhere.
Them man would ransack the native spot. These lewd fellows that joined the army, because again, a bunch of criminals signing up for the army. Because it's not the elites that sign up for the army, it's the low down cunts. And they give them a uniform and now they're all upstanding citizens. No.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. That's why everywhere the army goes, they do atrocities.
Yeah.
Because the man them that join the army are just lowlifes from the ends that ain't got nothing else better to do.
Yeah. And even Pocahontas, as you mentioned, the 10th president of the United States, John Tyler, right? He through his mum's side, there was actually family with her, right? But what's interesting now is that I think that president had a son, like a child in his old age, right? And his grandson, like direct grandson, so him, his son, and his grandson, he just passed away like last year, right?
So it's not that far.
So the point is, people act like slavery in the story so long like the 10th president of the United States, John Tyler, his grandson passed away last year.
It's not that long ago.
Because he had a child when he was in the 70s. So you just know that like, you know, them stories get passed down quick.
That's insane.
But when we finish the point, you read that book, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, it tells you all the atrocities, man. How they would rape and kill the native women, and then they would cut their vaginas out and take them with them as trophies. What's wrong with this guy? Mutilate. Now, what is that? Sounds like a civilized. Yeah. But we're third world savages. What kind of savagery is that?
That guy don't understand when a man get for a woman, he get possessions. He wanted it in a whole different way, man.
Bro, man in the third world are just having children with their wives. Like, what's guy? Man's got 8 kids, and it's like, oh my god, look at this base. Boy, you should be carving out the fucking womb. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
That's nasty. So read this real quick, and then we'll get there. Finish it up there. That's so when we talk about the way you got your kingdom was through criminal activity.
Murderer.
Yeah, the murderer, the thief, the liar. Through sin. That's how you translated the kingdom to yourself. Skullduggery. Yeah?
Still killing the
Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, but that's it. Murder, everything unjust. He's wicked, bro. Like, you know, that's why he's a fugitive. And a fugitive, if you look at the characteristics of a fugitive, that's why these Edomites, when you're walking around, when they lock eyes with you, they just all bug out and shit. Because it's in their, you know, in their DNA, it's in their spirit, bro. They're just naturally guilty. That's why you'll be just at work, just trying to be in your vibe, and the Edomites just want to bother you. Hey man, you good, man? You right?
They want to shit about you.
They can't shake it.
What is it they said that SpaceX is actually trying to do? Is it build something on Mars or they're trying to put the data
centers in
space, man. And it's some bullshit, They're not making no profit, and now man's a trillionaire off that. And then now he could take loans out on that wealth, and do other things. Why can't I have a business that's useless and fucking don't make no money?
Yeah, I'm gonna put data centers in space. Give me money.
I'll make a
no idea.
You don't have to make a profit, right?
Bro, man, I cook my own.
It's so funny.
It's crazy. The last rocket blew up as well, like, and then the stock stood up anyway.
Bro, I think it's like one of the rockets has actually landed back down, and the rest of them. Like,
it's fraud. There's a whole system is smoke and mirrors and fraud. This guy ain't even a genius, man. They got them people thinking this guy's a genius. He's not a genius, man. He's a nepo baby.
But brother says an exit. When you're looking at what they've just done, it's like get all the money and then now crash it all.
But now they're investing other people's money into it. It's the biggest IPO in history.
That's
what I'm saying. 35 billion.
But it's one of 3. That's the thing.
That's the thing. I was like, OpenAI and Anthropic is still coming.
All at the
same time. OpenAI is this month.
And it's not doing anything that actually is good for the people of the earth. Because data centers in space, on the list of things that's important. What about the list of things that's valuable to everyone's life?
I got a space colony.
It's like, this will transform humanity. It's like, no, bro. We don't need data centers.
Hold on, didn't they need a fuck ton of water to cool the data center?
Well,
that's
technically you wouldn't
man.
need water in space.
Space, like,
they're talking about
the vacuum of space. But then they said apparently that makes it worse trying to cool it because like the vacuum of space makes it even
Bro, it's not gonna happen.
But it might
It's a scam.
Bro, I was like, this is the most non-starter plan, bro.
But on that, because this goes to show you it's a scam, because when you're about to IPO, do all of these things, do financial investments, you go through a process called due diligence.
Yeah, you have to have a proven concept. It's got to work.
Exactly. So someone has to ask the question. It's like, wait,
Are you making money?
Will it work? What about latency? Right, that's a big thing. That's why you got Starlink, but he still got latency.
Starlink's fucking trip for like.
Yeah. But that just shows you in Esau's world, they could do bullshit and just get away with it.
Yeah.
But you can't have a business that's failing.
Yeah.
It's fake.
So I think even they said like retail investors, I think is like 30% of the IPO, which is more than, I think normally it's like 10% or 5%. So it's
they
like,
just changed the
They
rules.
changed the rules.
They chopped up everything.
Yeah, it's in the power of their hand. They could do that. Go on now.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices. Yeah, man, and that still goes on to this day, because even I had this quick little bit of data I pulled up in the background about the major nations affected and estimated losses from Esau Edom's property. Just to skim over it real quick. India, and this is the money that they took from those nations, 64 by an equivalent to today's money. India 64.8 trillion, Nigeria 700 billion.
But if I can say before you finish, it's like you got that money, but then it's what could they have done and built with that money.
And then taking those resources then gives you the ability to now control them. Because that's why you have the brain drain. The brain drain happens because if you're a brilliant individual in these countries, you got to weigh up. Do I live a normal life but help my country build, or do I move to London and get paid 3 times the kind of money? So that's why the West is able to drain the brains of the so-called third world, man. Man from Niger they want to move to America or thing to make the money, because the pound and the dollar is stronger. Now if the Nigerian thing was cool, they wouldn't want to move to America now. They'll just stay there and do their thing.
The only thing is cool there is petroleum. If you work in the oil industry, you can clean up, but if you're not there...
And the church.
No lie, the church is...
Yeah,
Jesus!
1, 2, 3, fire!
We just do it. We just do it. That video was legendary.
It's crazy, man.
But I need that.
Even with India, it's mad. It says the East India Company collected taxes from Indian citizens and used a third of that revenue to buy Indian goods. This process meant Britain acquired commodities for free and then resold them globally for 100% profit.
100% profit.
Insane.
Bro, man, we're caking. They were caking. And then like you said, you can then take that cake and multiply that cake and turn it into something else. So the Industrial Revolution, they were able to invest in the Industrial Revolution from the profits of things like these. So now you own the next level of industry because you own the production. Because of the money that you had previously. You know what I'm saying? And they never put that into, when they did remember when they had the Olympics in the UK, they had the whole history of the UK and they skipped past slavery and went straight to the Industrial Revolution. When the money for the Industrial Revolution came from these plantation owners, and they were like, okay, we need to put our money into something else now. And they put their money into into basically having machines and sticking these children in there to work.
And this is how with the speed of manufacturing and these different revolutions that we get and all this technology we've got. All this money has increased the speed of it. So Esau likes to parade around like, we're so great because we're doing this and doing it in such a short space of time. But you're basically Ronaldo on the Portugal team. Right? Everything's about your own stats, isn't it? Right? Yeah, we did this, that. But you're fucking up the whole world in the process of it. You're moving too quick.
They need to sub him, man.
They never cared. Even in the Industrial Revolution, they didn't really care. That's why you had Charles Dickens. and Charles Dickens was writing all those different books here because they were taking their own people and putting them in workhouses, taking the children, putting them in work at chimney sweeps and all that stuff, and to get an Oliver Twist. And then obviously they said, oh, you know what, man, we need to start treating these people a little bit better. That's why you end up starting getting the boomer. But they just want to go back to that anyway. Because really, it wasn't a moral reason why they changed. They just got too much heat on them. Oh, shit, like, yeah, like, fuck.
PR, man.
The PR had to change, so they kind of let the workers get a little bit more, but now they want to take it all back. That's why it said you will own nothing. Because they never liked the idea of the average man having anything. They want it all to themselves.
And they have most of it already now, but they still want more.
More than Hardcore Wish, right?
I know.
Tells us.
That gets rid of all the workers' unions, all that shit.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the unions.
'Cause that's when the fair deal with it.
Yeah, it was through the unionization.
Fair trade and
That's
all
where you get the boomers. The the laborers ended up getting a lot more money. Their wages. Now wages are down.
Down bad, yeah. But yeah. Kind of.
I've got something real quick on what you just saw about the inheritance. Jeremiah 15:11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
Yeah, they've grown fat. Like these Edomites, man, the wealth that they've got off Jake's back here is you can't calculate it because you got the labor of wealth, you got the intellectual property. You don't talk about intellectual property. What about all the inventions of Jake's and the things that Jake, the patents and stuff that you never gave Jake credit for or bought Jake out because Jake ain't. The thing is, you gotta understand is like whenever you set up a system where you got a people that's got vast amounts of money and a person that's poor and desperate, right? Because you're poor and desperate, it allows you to be predated on. So that's why you got these men that go to the lions, yeah, and the lions know, bro, yeah, you got a good idea. But guess what? If you don't have the capital, that idea ain't going nowhere.
Toss the shit out.
So I tell you
or they'll
what,
take your idea and then
they'll
do their own
we'll
thing.
buy your idea off you, and then you're gonna take the money because at the end of the day, you come from nothing. So you're like, boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man's offering me 10 million for my idea. I might as well take that 10 million and run because I'm broke. Not knowing that idea is a multi-billion generation idea. So man's just gonna take that.
But it's not in your hands.
But you can't got it.
Because they did
And
that
it's
with
the
my
same
man.
thing with the music industry.
They did, yeah. They did
If
my
Jake
man
had
with the
their
reggae
own
sauce.
money, right? They wouldn't need to go to the so-called Jew because the music industry is based upon what? Distribution, meaning you have an infrastructure to get your music to the masses, which means you need to have money to build that infrastructure. So if Jake already had money, we would have had our own infrastructure, meaning our own stores, own way of getting onto the TV. Then in terms of the artist producing the music, you'd have the money for the studio time and all these different things. When you don't have the capital and you don't have the infrastructure, that's when all you got is the idea, all you got is the talent. But that talent can't make nothing by itself. You need something behind it.
The only ones that are able to actually execute it is on a localized or
Very
regional,
low, small level. But if you want to be on the big, you need the money. But if Jake had the money, they wouldn't need these men to come in and give you $1 million record deal. You could just go to your uncle and your uncle front you a mill or something like that. And then you ain't got pressure to sell low. If they want it from you, they really got to give you something for it. But when you come from dirt, it's easy to just come in with a little bag here, and a man's eyes light up because they see a couple zeros, and for them that might as well be 1 trillion.
I'm rich.
You know, oh shit, man.
They don't understand.
For this.
They don't understand. They got to
Yeah,
pay
for
all that
them,
back.
man, it's like £2. Might as well be. They hold that. Next thing you know, man's got $1 trillion fucking industry, man. So when you're poor, it's easy for you to be predated on by the rich. You know,
even on the music industry, bro. You know them old small hats, they were wicked. You know what they used to do? They would just have a man's whole catalog just in his grandson's name. Nothing. He's just growing up,
Catching dust.
getting paid off for old Smokey Robinson or whoever. Jake, you know, music
didn't even exist.
He didn't even, he wasn't even born. He just owned the catalog.
And that's because Jake was poor. When you start with not, you can't make. And that goes into Israel. When we came out of Egypt, the Lord didn't bring us out of Egypt with nothing. Because contrary to popular belief, you can't make something out of nothing. Unless you're the Most High, it's not possible. You have to have certain amount of base capital in order to make anything happen.
The priest got paid.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have something to start with. Even if you get a farm, if you get land, you say, I got this land, right? You need something to start with because you need to feed yourself while you're growing the crops. You need, you have to have something in your hand. That's why the sharecropping thing, again, because man didn't have nothing. Now you need to start off behind. You're starting off in debt. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff plays into it. You keep people impoverished, you can constantly just take advantage of them, Because if they had the peace, you couldn't come to man and tell man no bullshit. You'd have to come correct.
Yeah, we had it like that. You had Job, you had Abraham. They knew how to, you know.
Well, this is the thing. It's
and make money.
like,
and take care of people.
Hey, you could handle a homeless man easy. But you know when I was in Brixton, you know how it goes in the ends. These homeless man, they go rob things, and they come back and they try to sell it in the pub. And man's homeless, so you see man haggling man, and it's like, bro, give man the piece. My man's like, nah, I'll give you £2 for it. Man's like, bro, just give man. But because man's desperate, you could do that. You could just say, look, bro, I'm taking this whole thing, for £2. Take it or leave it. A man have to take it because he needs his fix. That's how they do Jake. You know what I mean? Jake is down bad, so it's like whatever little we give you, you have to take it because you need it. Otherwise, what are you gonna do?
And then if you have a form of like, what do you call it, dignity, there's gonna be your brother or your sister's
that will do it instead.
And you be like, look, I'm trying to get something going. And they'll be like, I don't care, nigga. I need my money. So you can't really get out of that hole.
Like I said, that's why when we come out of slavery, the Lord gave us everything we need, which includes money. Ultimately, you're gonna start a nation. You need some bread to get you going. So the Egyptians gave us what? Gold and silver. We didn't come out of Egypt just barehanded. What are you gonna do with your bare hands?
And then even our clothes didn't waste. So that tells you something. The Lord maintained us a certain way. So you weren't thinking, I need to get a new garment, or
we didn't come out in debt.
Shoes or
broke pocket. And it's just like now, when we go into the kingdom, we're gonna start the kingdom off with bank,
bare capital, bro.
With capital, resources, man, ready to go. You know, not like in this kingdom. Everything you do, you have to start with nothing, man. And you got to beggy the thing or borrow, and then you're borrowing off interest. So you're already cooked.
Save for 1,000.
Then when them Edomites find out you're in trouble, like this guy Floyd. Once they find out you're in trouble now, it's like, oh, you know that house that you bought for 300 million or whatever. I'm just giving out a dumb number. It's like, because I really need the bread. Oh, you need the bread.
2 million.
10 million for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's worth it. It's like, bro, it's either I'll give you, you know. And that's what they do. That's how they get you. They wait till you're in a desperate situation and they look at all your assets. Now they could buy your assets for pennies on the dollar.
And because they're a network, they'll ban anybody else doing it.
Because they all know what the game is. They're all gonna lowball you. They're not gonna give you the proper money.
Because you can afford that. Not many people in it.
They were waiting for you.
They just say, look, man, that's the
So
situation.
dark,
There's a whole predator mans that look around and wait for when guys have money problems. Because as soon as you got money problems, they know you ain't got liquid cash and you need the liquid cash. Okay, cool. What have you got? And it's like, I got this house. I bought it for 10 mil. 2 mil. And then now you've just made 8 mil on top straight.
Like even during COVID, you know, obviously the market prices affected people's homes that I'm trying to sell. Obviously, like I have some family members who sold a property, right? And then, bro, they were just getting bare letters and calls from like these companies. Look, like if you want, I know your house worth 500k, but if you want 250 next week, make it happen for you. It's time, bro.
Real shit, bro. Bro, predators, they be sniffing it out, and they be looking at you like them athletes, bro. There's mans watching them athletes, and they'll even get their friend to set them up. Make sure man gets into good debt, and they'll wait. They'll play the long game on these guys. Then you hear about it, and now they start buzzing around. Oh, you need help?
Your house, your bathrobe, everything.
Your jewelry.
They took my ring. They took my Rolex.
Damn, what's next? And then when them JOOs, when you go back to them JOOs with your iced out watch, and you bought from them for bare peas because you need the bread, man's like, they're gonna give you 10% of the price, right? And you're gonna be pissed, but no one else is gonna buy it from you. Because no one else wants that crap.
And they don't tell you, but like, especially with Jake with the fucking bling, they bust it down. You're going against, you're fucking up the market.
But guess what? Well, after they bought it from you, another nigga's gonna come into the store and they're gonna sell it to him for full price. That's how the game works, man. It's like a revolving door, man. Hey, so don't buy no bust down.
Just get factory set. If you want diamonds, and they get factory set diamonds, man. That's how you make. I don't know if any brother's gonna buy any. but that's the reality of the situation. You gotta keep maintain your value. But Jacob's dunderheads, they don't know that stuff.
It's all about the assets, man.
Yeah,
because it was like when you see Edomites with big watches, those watches a lot of the time just stay in the box.
Right.
Yep.
And then there's a special mechanism that rotates because it's like the real watches, expensive watches, they auto charge. I forget self-winding. Yeah. So when you're walking with them, so obviously if it's in the box,
your wrist, there's
a thing of motion which keeps it. Exactly.
What about a fucking watch, man?
Waste of time, bro.
Fucking Jewish man just making you buy the fucking watches, man.
Where's my money?
Buy one expensive watch, if that, and let it be like 0.1% of your wealth, man. Don't be getting no expensive watch and you're broke. Like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
Just get a look. The bitches don't care. They don't care what the watch is. Like, you think she knows what that watch is? Just get a nice watch, even a fake one if you have to, bro.
Seconda, 25
Buy a farm, man. Buy a fishing boat.
Moissanite looks nice, bro. I don't give a fuck what you guys say.
Bro, you know how many fishing boats you could buy with? You could buy a fleet of fishing boats and have some niggas somewhere in Cape Verde, blood, running them boats, blood. Getting bread, blood. Love it. Anyway, quick scripture that we close.
That's big. I can buy a big cows.
Buying these damn.
How much cows you can buy?
James 5. From the top it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
Yeah, all these Edomite, like we spoke about, all these Edomite. One guy, he had a quote, I think he said, "Where you see great wealth, there's great crime," and that's true. Wherever you usually see great wealth, there's great crime going on. But these big dudes, man, they come from crime families, man. They were moving opium, or they're still involved. We went through that, man. Usually, when you trace what they were doing, there's bare skullduggeries, there's bare buried bodies, there's bare man that's been assassinated and killed to get where they're getting to, man. That's just the way of the world. It ain't no prim and proper thing.
It's sacrificing too.
Sacrifices too, yeah, that too. Sacrificing the children, running judge.
But there's no retroactive action against them.
AJ, we see you, AJ.
With a zoo for
I mean?
to get some new deals.
Yeah, these dudes be sacrificing family members and all sorts.
His best friends and that.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But these Edomites, they're gonna pay. They're not gonna roll off into the sunset and live life happily ever after as elites in the New World Order, man. They're going into slavery and they're gonna lose all their wealth. And they're gonna go where they don't want to be. They're gonna be in a place where they're gonna have to do hard labor. And there ain't gonna be no shortcuts either. There's gonna be hard labor. There's gonna be whippings for no reason.
Long days.
That's what I call confusion whippings.
What did I do?
You know them way
Bro,
you ever got hit by one of your parents and you don't know why? Instantly you get a confused look and pain at the same time. You don't know. That's how you're gonna be just there, you know, working, and man might just decide to just lick one off on you. You just don't know why, bro. You have to hold that one. You have to affirm it and keep it moving, bro. Just for good measure, bro. I call it confusion whippings, bro. Like a Pokemon confusion.
Hey, the Lord does it to us, man, in this walk. You might go through something and you're thinking, like, why? But it's just constant. I want to keep you on point.
Hold that.
Or your pops, he just got you. He just hit you in the gut for no reason.
Yeah.
Your goal
got beaten when you're sleeping.
That's child abuse, man.
Man. Trust me, bro. That's what because they got a lot to pay for. They have a lot to pay for, man. These Edomites have done a lot of evil and a lot of dastardly deeds in the earth here from history going back to the day. There's all kind of people I've seen, but you won't see on the mainstream news. But if you watch that on YouTube, you got them small little news things with real reporters that are reporting and shit. And I'll be watching them, and there'll be this woman at a funeral. Oh, she was a local, fucking, what do they call them people? Activists for a local environmental group because this company has been doing this, that, and the other. And a couple gunmen just come and just mow her down. And you know them gunmen didn't just decide to wake up one day, you know what, yeah, this woman's an activist who's gonna go, no, the corporation has hired a fixer, and then the fixer has gone to the local bad man, and then the local bad man has killed her. So basically the corporation killed her. But you ain't gonna see it on BBC News. You're only gonna see it on them little tiny little you know, them little bandulu man that's just doing some reporting with 500 views, trying to do good in the world.
Asking for donations.
So these corporations are constantly getting people killed. They're constantly murdering people that get in the way or don't lay down.
Because there was always that Boeing whistleblower, and he just turned up dead. You know, everyone forgot. Everyone forgot.
He got bro.
Which goes back to the point that the elder was making. So it goes back to the point that the elder made at the top of the lesson, where it's like, look, if they don't want you to hear about something, you ain't hearing about it.
Period.
No, that ain't touching no BBC News desk, bro. No way. Why would it? It's just some native somewhere in fucking Nicaragua getting smoked. I don't care about that.
They'll always pick up on, oh yeah, and you saying something crazy again. Pick up on that, you know.
So they got a lot to pay for, man. These people are not innocent, man. But you know, they do philanthropy, so.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers.
And that's a lot of treasure. And these men have got treasures. I'm talking about physical treasures. There's something called a king's treasure. These elite families have king's treasures. And what I mean by a king's treasure is they've got personal items here that man's, these are unique items, items that are from the old world, things that man don't know about. Some of the things they keep in the, so the British Museum, some of the stuff in the British Museum is privately owned, but they let man keep it in the museum. But these men have things that, like, you gotta go to their yard, and then they take you down into their own private, and it's like, I got this. This was from this king, such and such. They've got private treasures that people don't know about. Gold vaults that man don't know about.
And even stuff that they've taken from other people years ago, centuries ago.
They've got it hidden, and people underestimate the amount of gold and silver they were taking out of these places. If you find one of these boats, bro.
It's like when they talk about the Taj Mahal. Apparently, the Taj Mahal was decked with gold. With precious jewels and all of that, and they just took it all.
They've got a lot of stuff hidden away in places, and they show it off amongst each other. Come, I'll show you. You ain't got this.
Private collections, because like the one of the Rothschild man.
That
was it's like private collection.
They got private collections,
so you wouldn't even know what's in there.
They got artifacts that is one of a kind. What's known as priceless. There ain't even a price on it. You got a killer man. You got a killer man and his family to get that.
That's the price.
Yeah. They heap up a lot of treasures, man. Not just the digital treasures, real physical treasures. They have it, man.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist
They
you.
condemn and kill the just because many a times, like you said, the whistleblowers and all these different people that try and do right in this world, they get taken out, they get killed, they get disposed of, right? There's no justice for them, right? They get railroaded by a corporation. No, it happens every day. Corporations just come in, railroad you. You ain't winning that case because they keep piling more money into it. So it's either you settle for something that is, or you ain't gonna win the case any damn way.
And plus, they don't know each other. They're all in cahoots with one another.
They're all
anyway.
in cahoots. I said, listen, just hold this 500 grand and shut the hell up. You ain't getting no. But my child died. Listen, bro. Hold this 500, and we're gonna seal this case. And then charge it. Don't ever speak to the, sign this NDA. And then you just you're feeling guilty when you're driving your Ferrari. The child was worth 500K. You know what I mean? And even your lawyer's like, you know what, man,
wearing grills.
we can't afford to keep this case going, so you might as well just take the 500k, man, charge it, man. That's what he would have wanted.
Last 2 verses. It says, be patient therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until ye receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
You can't give up. This place will break you down and either have you running on false hope or losing hope altogether. No, you have to be patient. You have to be willing to suffer and understand that even though we've been through multi-generations, every single brother here, we got a story.
Yep.
Every single brother here, we got a story. Mothers, fathers, uncles, man can go back generations, and it's all fuckery. I can guarantee you. Your dad, your dad's dad, your dad's dad, and it probably gets worse too. Pure madness that man have had to deal with, pure traumas to be where we are today, man. It's true. It's the reality. Brothers from all different islands, it don't matter. Man could be from Jamaica, whatever. No, I know if man had the life stories, it would be just terrible. Terrible things. But we're coming to the point now where the Lord's going to deliver us out of that, man. And when once we're delivered, it's over. And we're going to get all the good things. And when we work, we're going to reap the benefits of it, man. And we ain't going to have to be on Twitter reading these damn devils chatting shit every day, man. Bare confusion whippings out here, okay? So we close up on that.
I got one scripture.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, this is Sirach 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right, and that's what we started with in this segment, and we ended with it, so it's beautiful. All right, so Kal Halal Yahweh, honestly, apostles, the elders, a great millstone. Honestly, brothers out there in the highways.